whatever you say. You go have to get me a system.
Welcome everyone to Haven of Horror. As always,
Oh,
I'm
here we
Subject,
go.
and I've got Torgo and Robert with us. We're gonna play some
Hi.
Alan Wake 2
Hell yeah.
for the PS5.
I'm glad we weren't live when I looked like a complete jerk.
Oh no, what racist
Dude,
thing did
you
say
had it
now?
out. You could have just not brought it up.
No, because now we're not going to bring it up. That's a mystery for the audience.
Oh.
Okay, so I don't think either of you will care about this because you're not huge gamers. Oh yeah, we started the DLC. Have you heard about the whole Bungie thing going on?
No.
So they were caught plagiarizing art for their new game.
Cool.
And it turns out that it's not just like, a texture or something in the game. The entire art style of the game has been plagiarized.
Oh.
And this game was supposed to launch later this year.
Well, now they got to go back to the drawing board, it looks like.
Yeah.
By the way, we don't have the Discord stream.
Oh, yes. Thank you. I knew I was forgetting something.
No problem.
There, how's that?
Yep.
Looks like. Hey, we're Iceman again.
We are. I forgot we left off on the DLC. Oh, he's gonna punch Sam in the face.
Yeah, because you were so antsy to get off. You were like, I don't want to play this anymore.
I just watched 10 hours of Smallville. I'm done.
Well, yeah, because usually by the time I get to 11, Robert's like screeching at me. It's time to go.
Robert's like, it's my bedtime.
Yeah.
I gotta go to bed. Robert goes to bed at 8 p.m. exactly, or whatever time it is for him. At 11 for us.
It would be 8 because he's 3 hours behind.
Oh, okay, I got it right.
Congratulations, you could do basic math.
Well, no, I genuinely didn't know how much time he was behind us. I was just guessing. What do you take me for, a mathematician?
Yes. I like that the narration is like trying to catch up with what I'm doing. Creek. Is this a creek? No. But I'm going backwards. Or as they say in my neck of the woods, a crick. We're going down to the crick.
Go down to the creek. Can't say I've ever been to a creek.
We have one in the park where I lived in elementary school. I did not have a good time there.
Huh.
My friend was like,
Just really
yeah,
boring.
let. Well, so I'm not an outdoorsy guy. Like, I don't get the appeal in the first place. Like, if that's what you like, is whatever. But no, in this particular instance, my friend was like, let's go, we'll stand in the creek and like try to catch. I think it was like catch something she was convinced was in the water, and it was only like ankle deep. Yeah. But I lost my balance and fell in, and it was not a fun time. Yeah, I was
Almost
not
got
happy.
Final Destination.
Yeah. Yeah, because there were like sharp ass rocks in that water.
Ouch.
Yeah, no,
And then the fish that you were trying to catch swam up and.
they actually
Bit you.
killed me. I'm a ghost.
Oh,
I knew it.
there's always a bigger fish.
So
Always a
Robert,
bigger fish there is.
Noah has now seen the first 2 Jurassic World movies.
Yay!
That's what we've been up to in the day, the day since we've talked to each other.
So this was the epic Saturday night watch party.
Yeah.
And then somebody bailed on us for the last movie. Not naming names. The
Austin.
bastard. Yeah, not naming names. Austin.
To be fair though, it was like 5, and starting the third one at 5 in the morning sounds like a bad idea.
A 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
Well, I was kind of like, when the credits were rolling for 2, I was kind of like, yeah, I don't think I can do another one. And then you guys were like, no, come on, Noah, we gotta. And then I got up for a bit, and then when I came back, Austin was gone. I was like, oh, okay, fine.
In my defense, when I was egging you on, I didn't realize that was a 3-hour movie.
Yeah, no, I got the movie up, and it was like 2 hours and 40 minutes. I was like, oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus, no.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, because from my understanding, the extended cut is just the version to watch, because that's the one with all the dinosaurs.
Yep.
Yeah, they cut out all the dinosaurs and the theatrical.
They cut out a lot of them.
So, because I've only seen the extended cut, so I can't actually speak to the differences. But I think it was Robert that told me that, where the extended cut is where all the dinosaur stuff is put back in.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So it's like, why watch the theatrical cut if there's no dinosaurs?
So we'll watch it this Saturday. That's how we'll. Yeah. We gotta end the trilogy.
So Noah, how did you feel? Tell the whole world, how did you feel about Jurassic World?
This was perfect timing. As you were asking me that, you just heard a character go, "Fuck this shit." Yeah, no. So, I mean, I didn't hate them. I didn't loathe them, but I didn't expect them to be very good, and they were not very good. But yeah, Jurassic World is a movie that's 10 years old now, and I had never seen it before. It was interesting watching it though, because it really did feel like a relic of like, that was the year, that was the peak year for those kind of legacy sequel movies, because you had Force Awakens. You had Force Awakens the same year, and Creed 2, or not Creed 2, Creed as well.
Whoa.
And there's a lot of moments in that first Jurassic World that's just like, oh yeah, remember the first one? Remember the Jeeps? Remember this and that? And I'm just like, yeah, this kind of thing has really lost its novelty. But it's crazy that that's a trend that's been going on for so long.
For sure. Well, to the point though, where when Jurassic World comes out, they were definitely treating it as like, no, this is the real sequel. Those other 2 movies, we're not really counting those. You know, it was one of those first big like requel soft rebooty movies. And then by the 3rd one, you can see the tides kind of shifting to where they're like, never mind, they all count. Which I prefer. It's just funny.
Anime fan says hi. Hope everyone's having a fun weekend. Yeah, so far so good.
Hello.
Thank
you. This is cool. We're at the hotel, but like in black and white.
Yeah. It's like the Scary Door.
It's a black and white picture.
Well, and it's not gonna show it, but
maybe by thinking of Door, I traveled closer to him, to where he was in control.
Anime fan says Jurassic World is his least favorite of the Jurassic films. I don't think it's terrible, but it isn't very entertaining. I mean, that's the problem with all three. The biggest problem with all three of them, of the World films, is they're just so boring.
Reading this.
Noah.
It's always the right time to visit Night Springs City Ocean View Hotel. Thanks to our hotel's unique time anomaly, the time is up to you. Did you oversleep? Visit our morning lobby for the never-ending breakfast buffet. Craving one of our delicious signature cocktails? Stop by the 6 o'clock lobby, where our happy hour is always in full swing. Just follow the clocks to the time of your choice. At Ocean View Hotel, the right time is only a door away.
Although Robert, I have discovered, because I've only seen Fallen Kingdom once. I've only seen all of those movies one time because I didn't like them. I do think I prefer Fallen Kingdom. Like, they're both bad and probably about on the same level, but if I had to pick one to watch, it's probably going to be Fallen Kingdom.
See, and I prefer the first one.
Because the first one just has so much boring buildup. At least the second one's like, yep, here's dinosaurs. Right away, dinosaurs.
Yeah, but
the
then we're
second
stuck in
one
a
is
house
way
for
more
most of the
boring.
movie.
Yeah, but that's fine. By
Alright.
that point, my brain is checked out. I didn't care.
I don't know. I wasn't there. I wonder if it's more of a fun watch party movie than.
And that's
Just
probably
watch
part
it
of
by
it.
yourself.
That's probably part of it, yeah.
There's moments. There's
Yeah.
some like dumb, funny, bad moments in both of them. The second one, it's a little bit more few and far between. I don't really see that as like a good, like so bad it's good kind of movie. Personally.
Yeah, I don't think it's good, even in a so bad it's good way. I think it's slightly less boring than the first one. That's not saying much.
That's
yeah,
fair.
I found it more boring for whatever reason. I think I was just more like I just like the idea of Jurassic World, of just like doing that kind of movie in a working park. I don't think they fully executed it in the best way, and I think it takes them
Or
a
at
long
all.
time to actually, it takes them a very long time to actually take any advantage of that premise.
Yeah, that's my big
but-
problem with Jurassic World, is there's so much buildup, but I don't care about any of these people.
Yeah.
I think Fallen Kingdom knows that you don't care, so like scene one is like, oh, here's a cool thing with a dinosaur. Here's a sometimes cool island sequence.
No,
well,
I
there's
think
like they go to an island that blows up, and then like there's just kind of like a boring slump in the middle, and then it gets a little bit interesting again when they're at the titular
House.
Jurassic house.
I like how you say titular like it's the actual title.
Well, it's my preferred title.
it should be. It's the
I mean,
correct-
Fallen Kingdom is a dumb title. Like, what does that even mean?
Yeah. Fallen Kingdom, I do think of the Jurassic World movies is the best directed of them. I think it's the best looking of the three, but that script is just horrible.
No, the
It's
script
worse,
is
but
atrocious.
It's
Which somehow you would think it should be the worst script of the three, but then Dominion came out.
Yeah, I until a rewatch, I can't say which one has the worst script.
I'm
Fallen
giving
Kingdom or
it to Dominion because of the fucking locusts.
But that is also the one positive I'll say about Fallen Kingdom, and it's a pretty good looking movie.
Yeah, and
Some
the
of CGI is
opening.
kinda but
Whoa, shit. Oh god. The opening of Fallen Kingdom is legitimately cooler than anything in Jurassic World.
yeah,
That's fair.
pretty fun.
One of the main things that's frustrating about the first Jurassic World, besides everything, is it's like 99% CGI dinosaurs. Like there's a severe lack of practical effects in that first movie.
I think there's only
And
one
animatronics.
practical.
There's like one. And it's a
Yeah.
great scene. It's the best scene of the movie. And it's the
Yeah.
one where they use a freaking puppet.
Wait,
Fall-
what? Okay, what is the best scene in the movie for you?
when I think no one knows what I'm talking about when they find
It's when
that, it's like a
they
brontosaurus
find
or
that
something.
dying dinosaur.
Yeah.
That's not the best scene in the movie.
What do you think is the best scene of the movie?
The best scene in the movie is when that raptor just suddenly goes still and then a fucking missile collides with it.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
He goes boom.
That's the best scene in the movie. I don't care what.
Another thing that is when we watched it, we weren't all synced up exactly like properly. I think I was ahead of everybody, so I reacted to that first. And then like a few minutes pass, and then our friend Josh reacted to it. That got a big laugh out of him.
Dude, you
Great.
broke Josh last night. Like, in a way, I don't think I've ever heard him break in a voice chat.
I don't remember even what I said. But
It was something
yeah.
about. I can't even remember now.
It was something dumb.
Yeah.
Knowing me,
Was it the Kingpin thing?
I don't know. Yeah, we were going a lot. We were making a lot of Kingpin jokes because the
Vanessa,
the villain.
we have to send
yeah.
Velociraptors to Iraq.
Yeah, we did.
That's by far that. Okay, that is easily the dumbest subplot of the first Jurassic World.
And then they
and for
dumped
some
down
reason,
in the second.
that becomes the main through line for the whole trilogy. It's like, what were they thinking?
When I was a boy, I wanted to send Velociraptors into Iraq to invade.
No, even people who liked Jurassic World, like across the board, everyone was like, it's a fun movie, but yeah, that subplot with the bad guy was really stupid. I don't know how you weaponize raptors. And then that's what we keep going back to for the next two movies.
It's like they didn't even pay attention to the feedback.
Yeah.
Or they chose to ignore it.
Okay. So if the clocks are guiding, then that means I need to go straight, then right, then left. Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Anime
fan in the live chat says that he likes Dominion the most just because it has the original cast, and he likes that Fallen Kingdom as Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff
Yeah, but
Goldblum's in there
they don't
for
do
like,
anything.
2 scenes. That
Yeah.
he just bookends the movie, I think.
Yeah, I will say Jeff Goldblum, at least for the 2 scenes he's in, he does feel more like Ian Malcolm in Fallen Kingdom. When you get to Dominion is when they go full meme Jeff Goldblum. Where it's like, oh, he's not Ian Malcolm anymore. He's just meme.
Yeah, but Robert, they brought Dotson back.
They did bring Dotson back.
We got
recast.
We got Dotson here. We got Dotson. Nobody cared.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Actually, nobody cares.
He's recast with Richard Parker from the Amazing Spider-Man movies.
I thought you were about to say Richard Pryor.
That would be amazing.
Weird.
I will say that might be my though no, I think that might be my new favorite joke for Jurassic World. It's just the Kingpin sending fucking Velociraptors to...
Oh yeah, because I think we were like that's the plot of Born Again season 2.
Yeah, because he's mayor now. Like, it's perfect.
He like makes a statement as mayor, and he's like, "I'm going to be sending the Velociraptors into Iraq."
Adam Arch, I came into a conversation about Dotson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vanessa,
we're talking about
as a child, I always wanted a Velociraptor. My father wouldn't let me.
And then I weaponized a Velociraptor against my father.
A Velociraptor.
A Velociraptor.
Oh wait.
Grab things with its hand.
Oh.
They're unstoppable.
They're geniuses. Did you figure it out, John?
I think so, because see, there's clocks above each door. I wasn't looking at those. Okay. So then first is this one.
So Noah, what is your current ranking of the epic Jurassic Park film franchise?
Okay, yeah, I was considering making a list on Letterboxd now that I've seen all of them except for Dominion and the new one that's coming out, obviously. But I mean, obviously, the original's at the top. Then probably 3.
Three's fun.
Then I guess Lost World. I
Yay!
don't love them.
Don't sound so
but-
pained about it.
Win.
Lost World is peak.
Yeah, I wouldn't say peak.
I don't really like a Lost World. I will throw you guys a bone. It's better than both of the World movies that I've seen.
It is.
And then the first Jurassic World, then Fallen Kingdom at the bottom.
And even if you don't like Lost World, we talked about this during our commentary on Geekvolution. The effects of that movie are amazing. The
There we go.
dinosaurs, the CGI, the
Yeah.
animatronics, they look incredible. The Jurassic World movies look worse, and they're made like 20 years
And
later.
they're newer.
Yeah.
Adam March, the
No,
Velociraptors are the ill intent.
No, Lost World effects wise holds up better than, weirdly enough, the first Jurassic World, which
Yeah,
only
I
came
think
out
the
back
first
in
Jurassic World's
2010.
the worst looking one. Just in terms of effects.
2015 rather, 10 years
Yeah,
ago.
I mean, like, I think the park looks cool. Like, I like the sets, but like you said, they don't
yeah,
do enough with that premise. You
I
know,
like the sets and I like a lot of the like production design choices. Although how they update the Jeeps is really weird because it's those ball things.
yeah,
like what is that?
and
That's a
it's
strange
just
choice.
horribly unsafe and
I'd-
preposterous.
You would not be
Adam,
allowed
is there
to
an
just
off-road
use those
option?
things to just like roam around in the middle of the wild.
Adam March says his order is Jurassic Park, then 3, then World, then The Lost World, and then Dominion and Fallen Kingdom. Oof. I wouldn't put it. I don't agree with that, but that's fair.
Yeah, Jurassic World, and I don't hate that movie. I didn't hate it when it came out. I was kinder to it. I was like, yeah, it's alright, it was fun, and I think the sequels have really made me kind of sour on it more in the last decade. I'm more just kind of meh about it. And then Fallen Kingdom, I think, is awful, and Dominion's just really disappointing.
Dominion exists.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to watch that as homework.
Hopefully this new one is good.
I hope it's fun.
I think
looks
Gareth
fun.
Edwards
They
is a
got,
good pick for that material.
And it's
Agreed.
David Kep writing it again.
Good old Kep.
Good old Kep.
I like that Kep kid. He's a good kid.
He's gonna go on to do some things. He's gonna come up in the world.
No, I got the thing, but where am I supposed to?
You got Ben Grimm.
Yeah, Iceman has recruited Ben Grimm.
It's clobbering time.
Anime fans ranking is Jurassic Park 1 at the top, then Dominion, then 3, then The Lost World, then Fallen Kingdom, and then Jurassic World at the bottom. So Dominion's his second favorite.
Interesting.
And this is gonna be a very shallow praise for Dominion, but yeah, it's got the original trio back, and it's nice to see them, and the movie plays it really safe with those characters, so you know what? At least it didn't piss me off. Good job, Dominion.
It pissed me off, but not with how it treated them.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
No, I never hear anyone complain about how their depicted in that movie. It's really just everything else.
Yeah, I think Sam Neill and Laura Dern are the standouts. Like Goldblum's fun, but again, he's not Malcolm anymore by that one.
I just remember it feeling like none of them knew what was happening, and they were just there.
Yeah.
Whoa!
We're going through the
Suddenly
Doctor
it's a
Who
comic
intro.
book.
It's like one of those funny books.
One of them picture
Books.
comic pictures. Oh, it's a motion comic.
The original trio do fine. In Dominion, they aren't the problem, says Adam March. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anime fan, I think that Jurassic Park 1 is the favorite of everybody here. Yeah, I mean, that's just the correct
fact.
take.
Correct. It's the only one I'd call a great film.
I would love to meet someone whose favorite Jurassic Park movie is one of the World movies. Or like The Lost World or something like that.
Who is this lady?
That is Jesse Faden from Control.
Oh.
Her again.
Chaos Control.
No.
Which makes me wonder if I should change my stance on that and we should play it. Because it's not really a horror game, but I mean, I guess you could kind of say it is.
We could put it on the back burner.
Yeah.
Sometime later.
Well, at some point. Because I think Robert's in agreement with me, but I want to do one of the older like PS2 Evil Dead games.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
Conceptual, fictional, real, more real than real.
You know, in any other game, I would say that this is just like, oh, we ran out of money. But this is just so like interesting and unique a way to do it.
Yeah. If this happened more frequently, you'd say, oh, they're just cheaping out. But this is the only time they've done this, so it's more just a cool, stylized choice.
Robert, it's the multiverse.
Whoa.
Anime fan says that 3 benefits from having William H. Macy. I'd agree. I like William H. Macy.
He's great.
He's good. I
That's-
mean, I don't know if
He's
he's
a character actor.
like a breakout character in that movie, but I mean, he's
Well,
fine.
I'll be honest. I don't remember his character too well, but I do just like William H. Macy.
Well, he's
Yeah,
the dad.
Yeah. It's probably the first movie I see him in.
That is absolutely the first movie I see him in. Him and what's her name? Tia Leone.
Oh yeah, I've still barely ever seen her in anything.
Same.
Have you seen Bad Boys?
I've not seen Bad Boys.
Look, just because that's your favorite movie doesn't mean everyone's seen it.
No, Bad Boys 2 is my favorite movie.
I have not seen any of those movies. I probably saw like 10 minutes on TV once, but
Yeah, that's the first 2 Bad Boys movies are usually what some people like point to as Michael Bay's best movies, and I guess they are by default. I still don't like them that much.
I hear those and The Rock with Sean
The
Connery.
Rock, which I still need to see. I do want to see
The Rock's
that.
great. When you said Bad Boys, I thought you were talking about the 1983 film directed by Rick Rosenthal, starring Sean Penn.
Yes,
Yeah, you said
that's a movie everyone. Adam March Noah is a huge Michael Bay fan. It's true. His favorite
man.
movie of all time is Transformers 5.
And my most anticipated movie in the next few years is Skibbity Toilet, which he's definitely
Well-
directing.
Oh.
Yes.
No, I mean, I do get some, like, so bad it's good enjoyment out of Transformers 5. I don't like any of the Transformers movies, though, not even the first one.
I mean, the first one's okay.
I like the first one.
It's bad.
to be fair with Transformers, I do kind of grade on a scale. It's not a complete embarrassment. Adam March, Noah really loves Pearl Harbor. It's true. He keeps trying to get me to watch it, and I'm like, I don't want to see that.
No, he loves the historical events of Pearl Harbor. He's very pro that tragedy. He goes on about it a lot. It's really weird.
No, like from a historical perspective of studying it, not like pro the tragedy.
Have you ever heard of the tragedy of Pearl Harbor?
It became
Reminds me of
so
a tragedy.
powerful.
No, I've actually never seen Pearl Harbor, but I've heard it's just like a very bad attempt to recreate Titanic.
Yeah, which seems like not a good approach for a Pearl Harbor movie.
What's the movie that came out like right after that that's just like a blatant attempt to capitalize on the success of that movie?
Of Pearl Harbor?
Yeah, there was a movie that came out I think just a year or two after it. And I've heard it's just like a blatant attempt to capital. Whoa.
Weird. Oh my god.
Oh, this is cool.
Mortal Kombat graphics?
Is this a fighting game now? Ooh.
March said Noah led the Japanese to Pearl Harbor. It's true.
Oh no.
I wasn't
Noah,
even
what
alive.
Noah, what have you done? Whoa, what the hell is happening?
Oh my god.
It's a
I
side
love
scroller.
this.
This is
cool.
awesome.
Damn, they went all out for some of this DLC.
Yeah, they did. Jesus.
Iceman's freezing people.
I wonder if that's a reference. Probably not, but... Are you
Hello?
supposed to go anywhere?
I don't know, but I love the little sounds they make when they die.
Ah!
Hey.
Alright, everyone, chill. Anime fan says that he likes the Michael Bay produced Ninja Turtles movies. I've still never seen those.
I watched those at like 3 a.m. with Austin, which is probably the best way to watch them. Because I didn't end up hating them, but I also didn't end up liking them. They were just films that exist.
I just hate how the turtles look in those movies.
Well,
That was
it's
pretty
funny because that's clearly a leftover from when they were going to be aliens.
That's right, I forgot about that. That is just a weird choice to begin with.
Yeah, no, it's really funny how much that movie changes in post in an attempt to course correct to please the fans. It's like honestly very similar to the Sonic the Hedgehog situation. It just not as successful.
Well, so because the difference is that, like, regardless of how you feel about the script, the only thing that was really wrong with the Sonic thing was the design. So if you fix that, then I mean, at the very least, at least it looks like Sonic. Fundamentally changing a bit of their backstory to being aliens just fundamentally changes those characters.
Yeah, because they're no longer mutants. They're aliens.
Well, that's why the title was just Ninja Turtles. It wasn't Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And then when they changed it and course corrected, then the title became
And they brought it back.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, see, I didn't even know it was just gonna be called Ninja Turtles. That's really funny.
Yeah, that was the original title.
That's like that trend where it's just like that's like the CW title, right? Instead of Green Arrow, it's Arrow.
Arrow.
Instead of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it's just Ninja Turtles.
You know about the Shredder thing, right?
Yeah, because it was gonna be what's his name? That's basically already Shredder.
William Fichtner. Yeah, when they
Yeah.
shoot that movie, he's Shredder. And then through a lot of ADR and editing and a couple reshoots, he's no longer Shredder.
He's like
in the finished
Shredder's
movie.
boss.
Yeah.
So one thing I will give the first Michael Bay produced Ninja Turtle movie is it does have one of my favorite dumb lines of dialogue like of all time, where he's like, "I'll drain all of their blood even if it kills them." Yes, that's what that will do.
That's what killing you means.
Adam Arch said, "What about Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles?" Should have called the movie that.
So I was watching a video on the like ungodly amount of Power Ranger ripoffs in the 90s. And there is one, and Robert, you might want to double check the title because it's a mouthful. But it's like Teenage Tattooed Mutant Heroes or something.
Rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah. Actually, hold on, let me pull it up.
Teenage Mutant Tattooed Heroes. We gotta figure this out, guys.
Oh, okay. It is Tattooed Teenage Alien Fighters from Beverly Hills.
Hell yeah.
That rolls right
Why
off
aren't we
the
watching
tongue.
this?
I don't know. Give me just a
We
second.
have Ninja Turtles at home.
Oh yeah, Adam Arch. There were a lot of Ninja Turtles ripoffs. You mentioned the Mighty Ducks cartoon, but that's weird because that's spinning off of a sports movie.
Oh, I didn't even know that. That was a Ninja Turtles ripoff?
Oh, you don't know anything about the Mighty Ducks cartoon?
No.
No.
No. No, yeah, I know nothing about it. I know about the movies, but I don't know anything about the animated series.
The Emilio Estevez movies.
Yeah. Maximum Overdrive star
God.
Emilio Estevez.
In another universe exists a planet populated entirely by humanoid ducks, dubbed Puck World by its inhabitants. It is an icy planet perfectly suited to the ducks' favorite pastime, hockey.
Oh, I loved that.
Um,
I loved that Mighty Ducks show.
Yeah, because John, weren't you saying that like you watched the cartoon and then when you watched the live action movie, you were disappointed?
Yeah, not disappointed, just confused. I was like, what does this have to do with the Mighty Ducks?
oh, that's funny.
And to
'Cause
this,
I didn't know about the show. I just know about the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it only lasted like one season, but yeah, it was a popular '90s kids show.
yeah, I loved that show.
Kids
Also,
loved
do you guys remember Street Sharks?
No.
I remember Street Sharks because it always comes up in these conversations. I've never actually seen it.
John, I don't remember it. I am younger than you, remember?
That's true. Noah was born in like a completely different millennium than
Noah was born like yesterday.
You two are old men.
I ain't old.
So I'm talking about your Mighty Ducks animated series, Grandpa.
Is that on
What-
Disney
look-
Plus?
It should be.
I should be. Yeah.
Look,
Yeah,
Noah,
but
it's
so should
just like
Buzz
the movie.
Lightyear.
Oh yeah, there's Emilio Estevez duck.
Yeah, and yeah, we've talked about this before. The Buzz Lightyear cartoon not being on Disney Plus is bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm still
yeah.
angry about it
That is bullshit. Why is it not there?
because people at Disney hate that show.
Adam Arch, of course, the NHL team, the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim, now just the Anaheim Ducks. Oh, that's disappointing. Still use the Wild Wing logo. Mighty Ducks have a lasting impact. Yeah. I've still
So-
never seen. So it's funny because I've seen D2 The Mighty Ducks like a dozen times because that's the one I owned. I've only seen the first movie once, and I've never seen D3. Oh, so we're
It's
playing a text-based RPG.
okay.
An idea
Hell
of a
yeah.
geometric shape comes to your mind, a pentagonal. What? I don't know what that
Trapezoid.
is.
Trapezoidron.
Zedron. How do you name? Okay, so should we hold ourselves together or let ourselves go?
Hold yourself together, I say.
Adamarch says it is on Disney Plus. When are we gonna watch party that?
We should. Yeah. Do the whole series.
No, it would be fun though to just like one night watch a bunch of like old kids cartoons.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's go to
X.
I was reading.
I read for you. It's okay.
This is awesome.
Ah. It's scary.
It's real existential.
Okay, so should we
Uh,
imagine a cup of coffee or a cup of tea?
I say coffee. I don't know.
A damn fine cup of coffee.
A damn
Oh.
fine cup of coffee.
I'm taking that
That's
as an
my
agreement, Robert.
We gotta assess the situation.
We're gonna start a mighty ducky channel. The Mighty Ducks channel. We should. They brought it back for one season, and then I never got around to watching it before it got canceled.
You two can do that.
You realize you could be trapped here forever. Escape before you lose so much. Okay, so should we focus on the Master of Many Worlds or on the red-headed woman?
A woman.
A woman.
Gets like really weirdly pornographic.
Oh no.
No,
It's
no.
okay because it's text.
Her name is Lisa. She's a dancer. With a spiral pin around her neck, you feel a strong pull towards her. Tell her that you've come back for her, or thank her for coming back for you.
I've come back for you. Oh, hi, Lisa.
Which we want the redhead. Do you think that's a pickup line? When it makes her smile, there's an echo of it and it's said many times across many realities. And that gives it gravity. Not long after you are a couple, you are head over heels happy, but what you experience in the multiverse still haunts you. Should we forget our past or conceal our past?
Conceal, don't feel.
Don't let them know.
Let them know.
Now they know.
You pack your rec movie equipment? What?
You pack your quarantine equipment in a box. You stay away from video games.
Advise her to cancel or push on. It looks like
Push
she sounds
on.
like she's gonna. It sounds like she's hurt.
No. She just needs to stop complaining.
Oof. Good job, Noah.
Don't listen to me.
Her show is canceled. She is devastated. Do we give her space or find a way to distract her?
Find a way to distract her. Seems like the mature thing to do. The city.
Oh no, not a rented cabin in the Pacific Northwest.
Not
Tell
that
you
region.
Don't love her.
Do you tell her the truth or you hide the truth?
You
About
always
the
have
Hide the truth. Hide the truth.
You both are awful people. He's
That's
depressed
like
and
Telltale.
angry. One night you gasp awake. You think you heard a splash from the lake. Oh no! Do we open the note or run outside?
Open the note.
No,
Oh,
no,
Jesus.
no, no! Wait!
Oh, Jesus.
Not an unaliving note.
Do we pick up the pendant and run outside? I like how you
At this point, just run
hesitated.
outside.
What'd you say, Robert?
At this point, you run outside. Hey, you don't know me. Fucking computer.
Fucking computer.
Do you hang the spiral pendant on the door or just open the door?
Open the door.
What the fuck does that mean?
Whoa.
I do not. No, I don't.
Mr. Min-
Get me out of here.
Robert is every Trek captain yelling at his computer. Oh, this is cool. Look at that.
Did we fail?
Oh, it's Alan's
Oh
room.
shit.
my god.
He's the
Alan.
master of many worlds.
Alan.
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 Where's the owl?
It's gone.
That was probably my favorite of the DLCs we played so far.
That was really cool.
That's great.
Although it did feature Robert and I driving a woman to suicide, so
Yeah.
No, that's circumstantial. Yeah, that won't hold up in court, you know.
I'm gonna tell everyone what you did.
that was my favorite episode of the original Night
Noah's-
Spring series.
Noah's favorite episode features a woman unaliving herself.
It's dramatic television. It's sad.
This is the right song.
Yeah, this is that's a good tonal fit.
In loving memory of James McCaffrey. Sean needs. I don't sing.
It's Robert and I's job.
Hell yeah. I like the swanky saxophone music.
Really sets a specific mood for this game. Now we're back here.
Oh, hi, Alan.
Remember
Oh, yeah,
Alan
that was
Wake?
Fucked up.
This Alan's like that was fucked up. Let's get back to this.
But so Noah, you don't know about like the background on the Buzz Lightyear Star Command cartoon?
I think we
I mean,
talked
not too
about that last week. It sounds familiar.
I know I know of the cartoon, but I don't know anything about like the making of. Or...
It's really good. I think what happened was, so this is like shortly after Toy Story 2, so this is like peak, Toy Story franchise
Yeah.
popularity, late 90s. So I think it's something like Lasseter, I think, cared about covering like Buzz Lightyear's backstory and something, but then it's either taken away from him or like Disney ends up it ends up going to like, one of the B teams at Disney.
Okay.
And they make a show, and I know Lasseter, I think, was really unhappy with how the show turned out, and a lot of the higher ups weren't, and then try to kill it, even though it lasted like 2 seasons. Like there's quite a few episodes. They even got Tim Allen to do the pilot. It was pretty legit.
Oh.
And it's a popular show. Like it's a good show, but it's just not what Lasseter had in mind for what his backstory should be. Or then so for some reason, yeah, and then like 20 years later, his ideas evolve into the Lightyear movie, and it's horrible.
Which is apparently terrible. I've still never seen it.
A horrible failure. And of course, now I think if he had actually made that movie, it probably would have been very different than what we got. But it's just funny that like the higher ups at Disney and Pixar still like care about his opinions and are trying to bury Buzz Lightyear Star Command by like not putting it on Disney Plus and stuff. And now Lasseter was, I don't know why they still care about his input on the franchise. Trouble. He did get into some trouble.
Wait, let's. Yeah. I don't know why we're still protecting his opinion on that show.
Yeah, so I don't know what higher ups are in charge that like care and are like, no, we're not putting Star Command on Disney Plus because fuck that show. Even though kids loved it, and it's really popular and good.
Yeah, it seemed like that had a decent following.
It did. And like I said, I'm sure if Lasseter had actually made that Lightyear movie, it would probably be very different from what we got because that gets passed around and changed a lot over the years. But we got the movie, and according to the movie, it's like, this is the movie Andy saw when he was a kid that made him a big fan.
That
and
couldn't
like,
possibly be true.
Yeah, for a lot of reasons. It makes no sense. Oh, God.
Oh.
What?
What's wrong with your face?
Whoa. Well, you got that gun. Oh, he's gonna kill Jim.
I don't remember this scene in John Wick.
I was thinking I'm back.
You stopped writing. You said it was too dangerous, that we didn't deserve to get out. And then he showed up. Scratch. He promised to write. To get me the hell out.
Ditch?
He was magnificent. A visionary. I mean, it was art. Return and left me behind.
It's still here, and so is he.
I know I fucked up. But you can still catch him before he gets out, before he gets to your wife. When you get to him, don't hesitate. Kill the bastard for what he did to us. There's a murder site in my cinema where my film Nightless Night is playing.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Oh my God, now the turntables.
What?
I love the way this is shot.
I told you not to try anything.
Like, the cinematography is amazing.
He just killed Thomas Zane. / himself.
Noah, do you know what's going on?
No.
When you wake up in the morning and you look outside and take a deep breath and...
You know how a normal person gets up, walks to their hotel room, finds a Jim Morrison imitator in there, all tied up.
So Adam Arch
Uh,
says, never forget the last movie Lasseter directed was Cars 2. I didn't
That's
know that.
correct.
That is one of the worst things I have ever had to sit through.
How
Aw.
embarrassing! Cars
never
was a
saw it.
big
Yeah.
passion project for John Lasseter.
Which is embarrassing because even Cars 1 sucks.
No, it doesn't. Cars 1's
Yes.
fine.
Cars
I
2 is
think it's alright.
Cars 1 is atrocious, and Cars 2 is somehow even worse.
It's not atrocious. Come
Yeah,
on.
it's
It
I like
Cars
Owen
2,
Wilson.
Cars 2 is just as bad as everybody says. I'll give you that. But Cars 1, I feel like people remember that being worse than it actually is because of the sequel.
See, but I didn't watch that until I started my Pixar watch through. So I didn't see it until just recently, a couple years ago. It sucks.
It's not that bad.
It is that bad.
It's not.
The only reason it's not the worst is because Cars 2 exists.
You're making me so sad, John.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I got a lot of nostalgia for the original Cars. I liked that movie a lot when I was a kid, and I definitely see the problems with it now, but like I don't know, I still don't think it's that bad.
I like it better than Brave.
And I've never seen Brave.
I think that's the last Pixar movie I watched before I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Oh yeah, I don't keep up with them anymore. I don't remember when I dropped off.
No, I don't. I'm not keeping up with them, but when I was doing my Pixar watch through, I got to Brave and I was like, I'm just in this era where all these movies suck. I don't want to do this anymore.
Well, yeah, their golden era kind of goes from like Toy Story to probably Toy Story
To
3.
to Toy Story 3.
Or
with
does
some-
does Cars 2 come out after
Cars 2
Toy
is
Story?
right after Toy Story 3.
Okay, yeah, so then it ends with Toy Story 3.
There's some duds in there like Cars 1, but
No.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Adam Arch says Cars 1 is the definition of average, but given that it's in the middle of a run that goes from Toy Story 1 through 3 of amazing movies, it's understandably put low. Yeah, because it sucks.
No, I mean, low. It's low amongst, that run of movies.
Follow the spotlights
As a
in
movie,
the
it's-
sky.
Those are called stars, Alan.
All
No,
the
see the-
stars are
see-
here.
See the spotlight?
That's a star.
Please don't
Also,
hurt me.
A Bug's Life is worse than the first Cars.
Adam Arch says Cars 2 is right
I
after
haven't watched
Toy Story 3. I don't know. Cars irritated me more. Bug's Life is also not good, but it didn't irritate me as much.
It's kind of just the
The-
definition of mid.
It has a really great, well casted villain.
Well,
Yeah.
just because he's a real life villain.
Oh, wait.
Allegedly.
Wait. Okay.
Allegedly.
Hold on. Sorry. Who voices the villain in A Bug's Life?
Oh.
I'm not
Chase.
being.
Yeah.
Oh, right. No, I wasn't being sarcastic. I legitimately couldn't remember because I've only seen that
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 times. That's unfortunate.
When I was a kid, Hopper like terrified me.
So as a
I thought he was scary
kid,
villain.
same. And I remember for Christmas one year, I got a kid's toy. It was like a Hopper toy, but it was like a kind of like a burglar alarm motion sensor thing that you could like put in your door to know when people were coming. And
Oh.
yeah, that was scary.
That's scary. When I was a kid, we went to Disneyland one time. They used to have this Bugs Life 3D show. They used to have a bunch of those where it's like you're in like a little auditorium and there's a screen, but there's like interactive shit. So it's like a 4D experience. I think Shrek had something like that at Universal. So they had a Bugs Life one, and then like during the middle of the show, a giant fucking Hopper animatronic comes out the side of the wall. and it was the single most terrifying thing I had ever seen. I thought I was about to die.
Almost died.
Yeah, I wonder. That's probably not still there.
No, yeah, that one I think is gone.
Yeah, does anybody care about A Bug's Life anymore?
I don't
dude,
think anybody
they
does.
I don't know why they did a Bugs Life like themed area like 15 years after that movie comes out. There was like a short-lived section of the Disneyland park that must have been somebody's passion project that was like a Bugs Life themed area that you could just walk around, and they had a couple of kiddie rides and stuff, and I was like, why did they make this? The movie came out like 15
can't-
years ago.
I'm just saying, guys, I can't wait for the inevitable live-action remake of A Bug's Life.
Ugh. I don't think. Okay, so under current leadership, there's no plans for any live action remake of Pixar movies, but give it time.
Yeah, no, it'll happen.
So
Adam
there's-
March says, "R.I.P. to It's Tough to Be a Bug. It just closed down in Florida a few months ago." I'm
Damn.
guessing that's
Yeah.
a Bug's Life ride. I don't-
That's probably the show I was talking about.
Yeah, I don't know anything about theme parks. They're not my vibe.
I see what you did there. Not my ride.
Heyo.
main event was the murder.
John's
That
like,
wasn't
"I've
even
seen Final Destination 3.
That wasn't even intentional either. I was like, wait a minute, that's not the word. Oh wait, that's a pun.
Yeah, so I don't know about most other Pixar movies, but there is absolutely going to be a live-action Toy Story remake at some point in our lifetime.
And it's gonna be
guarantee.
horrifying. Because if there's one thing I will give some of these remakes, they are determined to the point of it being scary to translate the aesthetic of those animated movies into live action.
Like some of the
Although,
fish in Little Mermaid.
Yes.
You're like, oh god.
but with Toy
What do they do to
Story,
Sebastian?
I don't know how they would do that because they're not gonna. Because the toys are. They already are like kind of stylistic looking cartoony characters like as toys.
It will
so-
be so what it'll be is those models rendered in CGI and then just normal
Yeah.
humans. And it will be nightmare fuel.
But I don't. But how is that going to be nightmare fuel for the toys? Because they're not going to try to make the toys look like photorealistic people because they're toys.
That's
Oh,
what you
got it.
think. That's what you think.
No, they'll give Buzz a photorealistic face.
Okay, Noah, you're saying that,
Now I want it.
but we live in a post The Little Mermaid where we had photorealistic what's that crab's name?
Sebastian, but that's a
Sebastian.
crab, John. Like
Okay,
that's an
okay.
that's an animal. You know what I mean?
But-
Like
I just think it's hilarious that you think Disney won't do that.
well, maybe they will. I can't even. It's hard for me to believe that they will.
I mean, it's still hard for me to believe that any of these live action remakes exist, so
Yeah. They are running out of their classics.
What I'm trying to say is for something like The Lion King, I get why they would take that approach with that because it's like these are animals, so it's like let's make them look like live action animals. You know what I mean? But like live action toys would already look like what they look like in the animated movie.
And Adam Arch says I actually think they can do Brave. They can't do much worse. Well, and that's a
Yeah.
movie that wouldn't be hard to translate because it's not.
It's just about people.
Yeah, the ones that is gonna be nightmare fuel is the ones like Toy Story or
Bugs Life.
dear God, the eventual Cars remake.
Live action cars.
I can't wait to see a live action car with a shitty CGI face on the front.
Hell yeah. Get Justin Lin to direct it.
Yeah.
See,
I
that
agree.
would be my favorite. That would be my
I agree.
favorite.
I agree, Adam March. He said they should do something like Black Cauldron because that's when they could actually improve. And yeah, like,
They will never do that. Don't they like not
of course
even
not.
acknowledge that movie?
Right. Like Let me see if it's even on Disney Plus. It might be.
I think it
But-
is. I feel like we checked one time. That's
But
a
yeah,
movie
that
I
was
want to
one of their big
rewatch.
flops.
Because I remember seeing that as a kid. I had it on VHS tape, and I remember it being kind of unsettling.
Hey, you
Oh,
guys
yeah,
think that
it's
you
really
guys
dark.
think that they'll do a Song of the South remake?
Of
Of
course.
course,
I'm
you would
genuinely-
ask for that.
Oh.
No.
It'll have an audience of one.
Yeah, one racist guy, not me.
One racist guy. Who is not me?
No, that's not what I meant. No.
Adam Arch, the Horned King, is acknowledged in things.
Well, I mean, the Horned King sounds like a pretty scary guy. I would not want to fuck with that guy. I would not want the Horned King in my group chat, is all I'm saying.
Adam Arch says the only main studio movie not on Disney Plus is Make Mine Music, and I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, that's an old one, I think.
Isn't that like a kind of like a Fantasia style like anthology film?
Yeah,
It's just like
something
where it's a
that, I
bunch of
think.
little short little vignettes.
Well, I mean, a lot of though Disney had a lot of movies like that during the war years. That's how they save money. They just did a lot of like anthology.
Main studio
Movies.
animation, he corrects himself.
Like Ichabod and Mr. Toad is just two shorts put together as a movie. I think that was one of their
Oh
World
yeah.
War II era releases.
Do you a lot of good to talk.
Cult of the Word. Well, what's the word, Noah?
It was an initiation.
Everybody's heard about the bird. Bird.
Do you
Yeah.
guys,
Bird is
speaking of
over.
live action
the
remakes,
shadows moving.
They had performed
speaking of live action remakes, do you remember
special waging for that.
do you remember when they decided to make a Pete's Dragon remake?
I do.
See it.
It's apparently one of the better ones.
Alan Wake? Scratch?
It's from the director of The Green Knight.
Give me a name.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what, well, and that one though I heard is like a completely different movie from the original Pete's Dragon, which kind of what I wish the approach was for more of these.
So I'd use it.
But also, I've never seen the original Pete's Dragon. I never even heard of it.
It's Noah's favorite animated film.
You've never even heard of the original Pete's Dragon?
Not growing up.
Oh, I thought you meant just like until like this moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, until now he'd never heard of the hit indie
You're
film.
just like looking it up and like, I've never even heard of this movie.
So I've never seen it, but I remember as a kid, my mom, dad, and grandma all worked at McDonald's, and they were doing these toys that came in like shell boxes that resembled VHS tapes.
Oh.
And Pete's Dragon was one of them. In fact, Robert, if you look it up, you could probably find the whole set like on Google Images.
Do it.
Do it.
Adam March, the 40s were filled with package films from Saludos Amigos through Ichabod and Mr. Toad. They were all packaged films. Oh. And I'm just not knowledgeable enough about Disney.
I guess just to like save money on production for a movie because the war was going on.
Elliot the Dragon was a popular toy for a time, even if no one knew the movie. That makes sense.
Cool. I'd never seen this before. I wish they did more of these. This is a fun gimmick.
Oh, those McDonald toys?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had like a whole set too. I'm so angry at like child me for not taking better care of them.
Yeah, I'm shocked I missed these. Looks like they did a lot.
I also had the Robin Hood one, which that's another movie. That version
Yeah.
of the movie I've never seen, but I had the toy.
I love. Oh, you know what? Okay, that toy I think I did have, but I didn't have the case. So now I know what that toy's from. Cool.
No, McDonald's
But
had
yeah,
some really
I
cool
love
toys when I was a kid. Like they had a set that was just like McDonald's stuff, like a cup and like I think a chicken nugget box. But they were like spy thing, like they were like transforming toys. Like one of them turned into a camera, and the other turned into I forget now. But the camera one especially, I think, because I just watched James Bond, I just associated with like spy stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Disney had to save a lot of money, especially with the animators going to war. In fact, Dumbo was an early money save because 4/5 of the Golden Age were not cheap, but Dumbo was. Ah,
There you
stupid Dumbo.
go. Well, such venom.
That,
Venom,
Dumbo
that's
do to
another
you?
live action remake that came and went.
yep.
Tim Burton's Dumbo.
Yeah, remember that?
That one's an actual remake because his Alice in Wonderland movie is not a remake. That's like a sequel.
Yeah. It's
It,
weird.
yeah.
It's very strange.
That movie sucks.
That movie's terrible. That is the worst. I think that's my least favorite Tim Burton movie that I've seen.
Does
And
he
it's
direct
got
the
Kristen
sequel?
Glover.
I didn't.
No,
know, I didn't
somebody else
see the
directs
sequel.
the sequel.
Yeah.
Because I think the
Someone else did.
sequel's even worse.
Oh god. I just posted a few photos of those toys. Yeah, those cases are really cool. Surprised I never saw any of those. And yeah, no, I just
Yeah.
posted a few, but they did at least a dozen. There were a lot.
Yeah, dude, you got me feeling nostalgic now. I had that Lion King one too.
Yeah.
Adam Arch, I dread the Bambi live action remake. Run from it, dread it. Destiny arrives all the same.
All the
Hey,
same.
at least we're getting the horror one first, and that's gonna be peak.
Yeah, that's gonna be the best movie of the year. I'm gonna pick that when that comes to Peacock. I'm using one of my picks for that movie.
Well, aren't we already
Yay.
gonna do something on the Poonaverse?
We
Yeah,
have to do all of them.
Noah, you would love the Poonaverse. You're not excited for Blood and
because I haven't seen the Winnie the Pooh movies.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
start.
you hater criticizing movies you haven't watched.
Yeah,
Okay,
Cause-
so
because it's lazy.
no, they're
I don't know.
peak. Noah,
so
do
you're
you
saying
know?
it's easy to make a movie?
No.
Noah, do you know? Do you know about the like status quo at the start of that movie?
Of
Of
the
the
first...
Winnie and the Pooh movies, like how they turn evil.
Didn't they eat Eeyore?
They eat Eeyore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It's amazing.
That's amazing. John, you have seen the second one, right?
Yes, it was
Okay.
marginally better than the first one.
It's better. If they could keep that
That's what
upward
I keep
trajectory
hearing.
going.
That's what I keep hearing. It's not total dog shit, but you know, it's better than the
Some good
first
kills.
one. Okay.
Anime fan, the Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland is my favorite version of Alice in Wonderland. I prefer it over even any adaptation and even over the source material.
Ooh.
Oof. Okay.
I hate the Johnny Depp breakdancing scenes so much.
Stop. That's a repressed memory. You just brought it back. What would you do if you saw the Mad Hatter dancing like that and Pennywise dancing like he does in the first It movie?
They'd
Together.
find me dead in a closet like the kid in the ring.
No,
Adam Arch loves
Could
the
we-
51 animated film. I Haven't seen that all the way.
It's
through.
really good. I need to watch it. Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time. I'd like to watch it again. There's a lot of Disney movies I haven't seen in like 20 years.
Yeah.
Actually, now that I think about it, by the way, back to the Pooniverse, I think we did mention something about doing commentaries on those movies.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna write that down for
Please do.
the list that I have of projects that we don't want to forget about.
Yeah, Adam March, Jack Sparrow, I think, is my favorite Johnny Depp role. Although I'm also
good.
really fond of his performance in Edward Scissorhands, even though I don't love that movie.
Yeah, right on.
He's also great in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
I haven't seen that.
I just wanted to see that.
Because the
Yeah, and
I was
Edward's
really
great.
disappointed when I went back to Edward Scissorhands because I loved that movie as a kid, and then I watched it as an adult and was like, oh, this doesn't entirely work. Oh God,
Yeah, scissors
What do you-
for hands. It makes no sense.
I mean, I don't care about that.
Yeah, and my favorite Johnny Depp role is Willy Wonka in the Charlie and
Of
the
course, it
Chocolate
fucking
Factory.
is.
No, it's not.
Mm.
I loved that movie as a kid, but he's so annoying in that movie.
To this day, I have never seen that version.
Oh, you never?
Nope.
Watch
No,
party.
because I
Yeah,
remember when the
watch party.
trailers were coming out, I was already a big fan of the Wilder version, and I was like, this looks terrible.
John, I have to show you Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh God, what are you showing me here?
So many questionable choices were made in that.
Okay, Noah, I will watch Depp's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory when you agree to watch Turbo, a Power Rangers movie.
Okay, consider
That's
it
fair.
done.
Fuck yeah,
That's-
double
Movie. That's
feature.
a great double feature.
It's a fair trade-off. All right. So, this Saturday after Dominion, we're watching Turbo, a Power Rangers movie, and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Fuck yeah, double feature.
Yeah. Agree to disagree there, anime fan. I much prefer the Wilder version of Willy Wonka.
Yeah, no,
I
the
love that
Wilder
movie.
version is peak.
It's so good.
So, like, I need to watch the Burton movie again, just like as a movie to compare it. Like, I don't remember that movie being as bad last time I watched it, but performance-wise, absolutely Gene Wilder is better than Johnny Depp.
Gene Wilder is just incredible.
So,
And there's so much-
funny enough, because you were talking about it, I had not only had I not seen that movie, it was like so not even on my radar. I didn't know Christopher Lee was in it until Austin told me.
Oh yeah, he's his dad. Yeah, no, so they give Willy Wonka a dramatic backstory in that movie, John, where Christopher Lee is his dad and he wants him to follow in his footsteps and be a dentist. But he chose to be a chocolatier instead. So, it's emotional.
I don't want it to
Fucking
hear
brilliant.
anymore. No, what's great about Gene Wilder in that original is there's so much humor in that movie you don't pick up on when you're a kid that it just gets funnier when you're older. It's like the writing's just so good.
Anyway, fan says
Oh,
the
yeah.
problem with the original is it takes too long for Willy Wonka to show up. Does it?
No, that's what makes it great.
Um,
It's the build up. Yeah, no, it takes like
Yeah.
40 minutes. But
No,
the build up
does,
is
it
excellent.
does take a long time, but
I don't know. I guess I mean maybe as a kid I noticed and I'm just not remembering, but like as an adult when I'm watching that I never noticed because the first like 40 minutes are some of the funniest things in that movie.
Yeah, it's
My
like all these
f-
great little vignettes. It's
My
the satire's
favorite
amazing.
gag is the one where the guy's like, "They want your Wonka bars for your husband's life," and she's like, "Can I think about it?"
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, the Burton movie just blows past all that stuff. And that's some of the best stuff of the original.
I feel like no, yeah. There's no like satirical stuff in the Burton version, but I feel like it also takes a bit to get to the factory in that one too.
No,
Not
it
as
speed runs
well,
there.
I don't think it speed runs there. It doesn't take as long as it did
Noah,
in
we
the
get
original,
it.
but
You loved
Well,
the Willy Wonka, the Tim Burton version. It's okay.
but also you see him like in the opening scene, like they're obscuring his face for some reason, but like he's in the prologue.
yeah, but he's
Like-
not like acting. He
Well,
doesn't get anything
You hear
to
his
do with it.
voice.
Do you?
He's- Yes.
Okay, well, I haven't seen this movie in a long time. Okay.
Noah's like, I will defend this movie to my dying breath. It is a
I'm not
masterpiece.
trying. No, I'm not trying to.
It is
die
a
on
masterpiece of cinema. I'm gonna die on this hill.
I'm not
Johnny
trying to
Depp is
die
the
on
best Willy Wonka.
the Tim Burton, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory Hill. I didn't remember it well. I haven't seen it in a while.
Anime fan, Tim Burton's an expert in proving upon source material in his opinion. You know,
You do.
you enjoy that opinion.
That's funny because he's usually known for his bad adaptations. Like Planet of the Apes
Well-
doesn't have a great reputation.
No. Well, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is let's call it divisive.
Which is funny because if I remember, like, it's been so long since I've read the book, it's technically closer
Yeah.
from what I've heard.
Yeah, and Roald Dahl actually did not like the original movie.
Yeah.
And-
Roald Dahl
Yeah,
didn't
no.
like any adaptations of his work.
His
You have to
that
factor that
movie
in.
is the reason why there aren't any adaptations of his work for years.
Yeah, and then there's a bunch in the 90s.
I think he probably would have hated the Fantastic Mr. Fox movie, but I love that movie.
Adam Arch, only because I mentioned Ed Wood when we guys do a Plan 9 commentary.
Oh, that would be fun at some
That'd be
point.
fun.
It's not a top
When-
priority, but it would be fun.
I've never actually seen it all the way through, so that would be fun.
I've never seen it. Yeah, I mean, it's just whenever we have time, or if Robert or me or Noah recommend it for our Made Me Watch series.
I do have some bad
Yeah.
movies in mind, but it's stuff I've seen before. But we should totally do Plan 9.
Yeah, I've seen Plan 9. It's really fun.
The greatest bad movie of all time.
But yeah, John, it's like in very specific ways or like certain plot points, the remake of Charlie and Chocolate Factory is closer to the book. But then there's all the stuff they add, like with Willy Wonka's origin and his father, and so like that stuff's not in the book.
No.
So
Yeah,
it's,
no.
yeah.
Roald Dahl wrote the screenplay for You Only Live Twice, one of those weird
That's true.
combos.
Oh yeah.
So,
That's
I forgot
correct.
about that.
Noah, I don't know if you knew this, and I only bring you up because we watched this. The first adaptation of his work that comes out like after, I think it's after he dies, is James and the Giant Peach, from what I remember. And it's
Oh,
really
yeah.
funny because we watched that and I was like, oh, this doesn't hold up as well as I remember.
Yeah.
I never saw that one.
No, that movie's alright.
I did
So-
see Matilda. I remember liking Matilda.
And I've never seen that. So the thing with James and the Giant Peach is there is still a lot of stuff I like with that, but it's all of the stuff once you get to the animation stuff. There,
Yeah.
because there's a live action prologue and bookend, and those both suck.
An angry rhinoceros appeared out of nowhere and,
And gobbled them up.
James. Gobbled up his mother and father. That's my favorite part. Yeah, I don't know if you would have liked that movie either.
I think he might have liked it more than you did, just because. That's just kind of the kind of like kids movies we had growing up.
I'm talking about Roald Dahl. Like I don't think.
Oh,
I don't
thought
think
you were
he
talking
would've
about
liked the. No. I'm talking about.
No,
Roald Dahl.
I
Like,
have
don't
a
think he
feeling he would
liked
have hated
movie.
that.
Oh yeah. Also, speaking of Roald Dahl and Ian Fleming, did you guys know that Ian Fleming wrote the book Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
I did know that. Yes.
I did not know
And
that, but
Roald-
I have seen the movie from what is it, the 50s?
60s, which was
60s.
written by Roald Dahl or adapted by Roald Dahl.
That's really funny.
Yeah, there's a couple of like Bond alumni in that movie. It's weird.
Adam Arch says Plan 9 isn't even the worst Ed Wood movie. It's just more interesting in its wackiness.
It's probably the most entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
What we did or didn't do, it's all behind us now.
I mean, I can't. I've only
Oh,
seen clips,
man.
but some of his bad movies are just like, oh god, like, this is a crime to be publicly
Crime
available.
against cinema.
Plan 9's just like really funny to laugh at, and especially watch it with friends.
Yeah.
And Adam Arch also mentioned that he really liked Johnny Depp in Finding Neverland. I remember liking that movie. I should watch it again. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Okay? This is probably a stupid question. Is that a Peter Pan movie?
It's about the guy who wrote it, so it's a biopic movie.
Okay. I haven't seen that.
Oh.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's also got Freddie Highmore. Weird. I think the first Johnny Depp Freddie Highmore movie before Charlie and the Chocolate
Oh.
Factory.
Interesting.
I remember thinking it was good.
Did he
Watch
tell
that.
people? Did he scream at people that he was a surgeon?
Hey, leave that kid
No,
alone.
that
He's
was
not
Norman
the good doctor
Bates.
yet.
Leave that child alone.
He's not. He's not the good doctor yet.
Was he ever?
Look, he's got to let Dr. Han know that he is a surgeon. And listen, I'm sure that clip works in context of the show,
It
Yeah,
but
probably
just
doesn't.
just seeing it out of context, it's like, what the fuck is this? Come on.
That W means you've won. The game's giving you a big neon W.
March Finding Neverland has a lot of heart. Mark Foster directs it. I think he pulls similar emotional strings with Christopher Robin. I do want to see that Christopher Robin. It's
Yeah.
like the movie about the guy that made Winnie the Pooh, right?
No, that's
No.
the
Yeah.
It's the Christopher Robin is like Ewan McGregor plays Christopher
Yeah.
Robin
Christopher
growing up.
Robin.
So
Oh,
it's
is
like
that not what that
live-action
movie's
animated.
about?
Yeah, no, you're thinking of another movie that came out like the same year.
Oh,
There was a biopic about that guy. Let me see if I can find it.
I just always assumed that's what that movie was about.
Yeah, no, there was. God, what was that movie called? Because it came out like the same year.
The one you're thinking of is just Ewan McGregor is an adult Christopher Robin and
And CGI.
CGI
Yeah,
Winnie the
animals.
Pooh and Piglet and all the
Oh,
100
weird.
Acre Wood animals are there.
Is that movie any
Um,
good?
I
I've
haven't
heard
seen it.
it's decent. Like, if you're including it with other Disney live action remakes, like if you're counting it in that lot, like I've heard it's maybe the best of them.
Well, that's a
which
high
one's-
bar.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I've
Adam
heard
March, no, it's
decent.
about Christopher Robin, the fictional character. Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
mean, I'd watch that. I loved Winnie the Pooh growing up.
Me too.
I haven't went back to it in decades, but
So, John, the movie you were thinking of that I think I heard was okay, that I'd like to see was called Goodbye, Christopher Robin. That's
yeah, not even heard
That's
of
not
that.
confusing at all.
Yeah,
Christopher
So
Robin
that-
and Goodbye
that's
Christopher Robin.
yeah, that's about the guy who wrote the book, and if it follows the story closely, it should be really freaking sad because I think that guy's kids grew to hate him.
Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah.
Speaking of
It's a bummer.
biopics, Did anybody see that one about Tolkien with Nicholas Hoult?
With Nicholas Holt.
Yeah, I heard
I
it wasn't
haven't.
great. I never bothered with it.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that. I keep forgetting about that.
That was one of those situations where, like, I guess because they didn't have the rights, they couldn't reference many of the books like super directly.
That's
So they're like
weird.
vaguely acknowledged. I remember getting that vibe from the trailer.
Adam Arches, the problem is the real kid's name is Christopher Robin, and yes, he resented his father.
Oh
I
no.
I think I would too if you named your fictional character after me.
That's so sad.
Yeah, I think he just didn't like the attention that it brought.
No, you have
Not
to
everybody's
name the
built for
kid
that.
the character something else.
Well, yeah, live and learn.
Yeah, it happens. Are you guys excited for Netflix's Chronicles of Narnia?
Oh, is that a Netflix thing?
The dirty cops lived
Yep.
Well, kind of. I think I'll be surprised if it doesn't have a theatrical release.
This is the Greta
We'll see.
Gerwig one
Yeah.
we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
didn't
mean,
know if
it'll
it was
probably
or
be
not,
like
yeah.
the Irishman, right? Where it's on Netflix, but it'll have like a small theatrical.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe.
But and apparently she's starting with Magician's Nephew, which is chronologically the first one because that's a prequel book. Like, I like that idea.
I already know I'm gonna die laughing the first time that Aslan opens his mouth and it's Meryl Streep.
I hate that so much.
It's
It makes
that
me
is
mad.
one of the worst casting decisions I think I've ever seen.
Could be a different take on Aslan. Aslan.
Yeah, but
Aslan.
like we haven't even had we've had one. I haven't seen all three of those movies they made in like the early 2000s. But like we've only had one adaptation of the material that I really like, and it's The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Can we get something
Yeah.
definitive before we're going like, here's a different take?
Yeah, and I'm not a Narnia fan at all, so it's like I have no real investment. in
Ya
it.
bastard. I loved those
Yeah.
books as a kid.
Me too.
I like the Barbie movie.
That movie
I haven't seen.
sucks.
I need to watch Gerwig's other movies, but you know,
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
enjoy
I
it.
keep
he's an
Lady Bird.
interesting choice.
See, I didn't like that movie either. I keep wanting to like her movies, but I thought Lady Bird was annoying, and Barbie sucked.
It was locked from the other
No.
side.
No, Barbie's good.
No.
Barbie's pretty good.
It's a
Ken's
fun
great.
comedy. Yep, Ryan Gosling's hilarious in that movie.
He was the best part.
I like the art direction.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to be excited about her tackling Narnia, but like everything we hear about it, almost everything we hear about it, sounds horrible, and I'm not. I'd like to be proven wrong. I'll say that.
I am open to being wrong.
Noah's like, I don't care about the books. I have no investment.
Yeah, I know. That's just.
Cool.
Sorry, I don't have a lot to add right now.
Ya bastard.
Meryl Streep as Aslan just makes me want to throw up. I hate that choice so much.
I saw The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe when I was a kid, and I remember enjoying it.
I loved
I like that
movie as
movie.
a kid.
And then, of course, the other, great adaptation of C.S. Lewis's work I've seen is Epic Movie, where they
Oh.
they parodied Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yeah. Okay, you broke my brain for half a second because I was thinking of the movie titled Epic, the animated, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Oh, epic movie. Okay.
No, epic movie, not epic.
I was like, "Why is he referencing epic?"
Robert, I think you're
Moving
the
on
only
to-
person on the face of the earth that remembers DreamWorks as
I
epic.
remember the trailers for it. I've never even seen the freaking movie. I don't know what epic's about. I
It's
just
about epic.
know
It's
it
about an
probably. I just know
epic.
it possibly exists. I've heard
Listen.
it debatably exists. That's all I know.
It allegedly exists. Listen, it's a movie, and it's epic. That's all you need to know.
It could not be opened on this side.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I remember the trailers for that. Yeah, I don't think I watched any of the other Disney Narnia movies. I think it was just the first one.
I remember liking Prince Caspian fine, and then the third one, Voyage of the Dawn Treader, I was kind of whatever about. But I didn't like that book either, so I'm just kind of meh.
I never
Yeah.
saw Dawn Treader because, like, I didn't even know that was happening.
Oh, it came
I-
and went.
Yeah, I've seen Prince Caspian, but it was one time, and it was at the theater, and I had an awful experience because somebody brought their toddler,
Oh no.
and there's that scene where they trap a bunch of, like, animals behind a gate and just, like, mow them down. Do you guys
Oh no.
remember that? And the toddler
Yeah.
just started screeching in the middle of the theater. It
Ooh,
was like, oh dear God.
that's rough.
Oof.
That's I was about to say Bucky Barnes. No, Ben Barnes.
Bucky
Jigsaw.
Morons.
Yeah, that's like one of his first.
That's
big
not
roles, was
Jigsaw.
Prince Caspian.
This is Jigsaw.
No, Jigsaw is Tobin Bell.
Ben Barnes is Tobin Bell.
And March Dawn Treader wasn't even marketed. Yeah, no, like I
Yeah, it
missed
came
it
and went.
completely. I don't even know if it's good. I liked that book well enough.
It's probably alright.
That was a weird like series of adaptations where they're all connected, but like they jumped all over the place.
Yeah, with the movie, I get why they made the movies they made. They just, by the third one, just didn't make any money. I don't think. Who did? Maybe was it Disney that did the third, or did Disney do the first one?
I don't know.
Disney
Google it.
Disney did the first Narnia, yeah.
Okay, so they do the first two, and then they sell the movie rights. Somebody else does the third one, and then it's. they just stop.
I'm looking at it right now. It's Fox, actually.
Yeah, which is now
That's
owned
weird.
by Disney. So all three
Yeah.
are on Disney Plus.
No, because when I said that they were the Disney ones earlier, I second guessed myself, so I googled it. That's weird. That the third one's Fox. So yeah, they are all Disney.
And it sucks because if they got the next one would have been Silver Chair, which I remember liking, and then you could have done The Last Battle next. Could have been cool.
But nope.
Yeah, like
Oh.
that first movie is very clearly inspired by the success of Lord of the Rings and is trying to go more in that direction, but it's probably the best adaptation we're ever gonna get, so I'm fine with it.
It does have the best Aslan casting.
Liam Neeson,
Hell
he's
yeah.
perfect.
Well, and what's nice about that too is because that at the time that was made, it doesn't have to. At least from what I remember. Keep in mind, I'm going off of decade-old memories. It never felt watered down. Like I felt legitimately sad.
No,
when
yeah.
what they do with Aslan happens. But they keep the metaphor.
Metaphor.
Noah, did you get the metaphor?
No, I was just thinking about Drax saying metaphor.
Well, fuck you. Oh wait, no, that's not. No, get it, Noah? He died and then came back.
I don't follow. Did some sort of messianic figure do that?
Yeah, and it's a lion.
Oh. Okay. Was Aslan the first character or individual depicted in story to do this?
You were watching your words there.
When I said
No,
character,
actually,
I was like, wait.
actually, the first one to do it was this little-known wizard named Gandalf.
Thought you were about to call Jesus a wizard. The wizard known as Jesus Christ.
That's something
Honest
fiction will
friend
never do
Jesus.
now.
Yeah. Well, and when Greta Gerwig was hired, though, she talked about like being raised in the church and the Narnia movies or the Narnia books being, meaningful to her, and I was like, oh, okay. And like then just almost everything we've heard about it just sounds atrocious, and that's what Ladybird's about. Like that's Ladybird's about, growing up in the church and that experience. It's very personal work for her. So if Narnia is something she's passionate about, like that's exciting. But when you hear like Amy Pascal saying like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be rock and roll, heavy metal or whatever," you're like, "What?"
I
Like-
didn't see that.
Yeah,
I didn't see that
no.
either. Obviously, that sounds like it's up my alley, but not for this material.
Well, Meryl Streep as Aslan, I'm just like, nope.
Yeah.
What
No,
are
that
you
was-
doing?
The rest of the casting looked fine. I don't know if I knew like many of the actors, but that is gonna stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, this is. Look, I shouldn't hold grudges. I really shouldn't. I'm just saying that this is the woman who called Harvey Weinstein a god on stage and was applauded for it.
Oh God, I didn't know about that.
But this was like 20 years ago, so it was fine then.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Tim.
I
Even
like
though it
that
was,
you're
like, the
bringing
worst
this
kept
up, even though
secret.
it's 20 years.
Yeah, but it was like the worst kept secret in Hollywood, though. Everyone
Yeah.
knew what a monster he was.
Cozy place you got here.
Your disappearance from Bright Falls is still.
Anime fan asks if we're not fans of Meryl Streep. I think they just don't really like the casting.
I'm
don't like that
indifferent. I don't know if she's been in anything that I've seen.
Yeah, I think she's a fine
She's
actress.
just not right for this role.
I don't think so. And I've seen her in parts where it's like, what? She's Meryl Streep. She's amazing. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Like, Mary Poppins Returns.
She is very-
she's in, and
She is very
Doing
good
a
at a
terrible accent.
specific role,
Oh yeah.
like or a specific like type of film, and I just can't
Me too.
imagine.
yeah, I just don't like that choice at all. Maybe I'll like the movie. I don't want. Oh, check it out when it's made. I will say my favorite thing I've probably seen Meryl Streep in is the movie adaptation with Nicolas Cage.
Oh,
that,
yes.
that movie I think she's very good at.
She's good in that.
She was the sheriff
I love that
in
movie.
back in 2010.
Adam Arch, watch Gerwig's Narnia be Rings of Power, but don't worry, Amazon's Bond will eventually make us wish for these though.
I sent it around. Did Sarah recognize the face from an old case file from the 80s?
No, I mean I'm starting to get those vibes of like this is gonna be their Rings of Power.
What was
That's
in the
not
case
good.
file about Dorr?
Not a lot of details, man. A local man named Warland Dorr went missing near Cauldron Lake. Eyewitnesses claim he was.
Anime fan, if you're working on material that was created by a person, it should fit with that person's vision because it is their work. That's all I'll say. It's I don't know. I'm at a place where I find stuff like Rings of Power just inherently disrespectful to the original author.
Yeah, that's very case by case for me. Like, most of us would agree that if you're adapting like a Lovecraft story, for instance, you don't necessarily have to reflect his politics and opinions. On...
No.
I love that
Certain
I'm like, oh, I find something like Rings of Power disrespectful to the author. So you go to the most extreme example of H.P. Lovecraft.
Why not? I
I
said
mean-
it's case by case basis.
This is a conversation worth having. Yeah, because you know, there's I don't want to get too much into like the political stuff around the backlash for Rings of Power, but my big thing with it was just like, number one, I watched half of the first episode and I was just really bored by it. It was really pretty and it had good visuals, but I was just like could not care about the story. And number two, a lot of the choices that I've heard about are more just so like why are they even adapting Lord of the Rings material if they're gonna, like, the whole thing with the hobbits in the first season, or I guess the beings that later become hobbits, it's like different than how it is in whatever
Yeah.
the like
Well,
appendices.
it's also just kind of a mess because it's like they have rights to adapt like certain material, but not all of it. Just
Yeah.
god, like just adaptation rights for that mythology in general are just such a mess between movies and television.
Oh, and last night, because I haven't been keeping up with like uh anything Rings of Power related for a few years, so I didn't even realize like there was a second season. And
Oh,
I guess
yeah.
there's a third season on the way. Last night, Austin told me about the dumbest thing I've heard of about that show, which is how Gandalf gets his name.
Oh no, do they solo it?
They do solo
It's
it.
worse
Oh,
than Solo.
No.
It's
it-
something like
Oh.
they see him, and I think it's the elves, and they're like, "Yes, you would make a grand elf."
Oh.
Gandalf. Yes, that's much worse than Solo.
Solo is just like an eye rolling moment. That is cringe.
That's yeah. So I'm glad that show's not on my radar. I will say though, like the money is on screen. It's a great looking
just-
show.
I don't know why it's 2025. You have streaming. You have the flexibility of streaming shows, so you can tell your story over 8 to 10 hours. You have a bigger budget than cable, and we're still doing shit like that.
I need a moment.
Yeah, because I'm gonna have to watch the fucking Last of Us tonight, and I'm not gonna be happy about it.
Oh, don't say that. That shouldn't be your attitude going into something you haven't watched.
Okay, but we're 6 episodes in, and this season has sucked.
Fight.
Yeah, that Gandalf thing is awful. But I haven't seen the show.
But yeah, Noah, the season of The Last of Us has been an embarrassment. But
It's been really good.
So, with all respect to you, John, because I've seen a little bit of like clips from your guys' reviews. It does seem like you've kind of soured on it. I guess it seemed like you were a little bit more positive at first.
so the
Gave
first,
a passing review to the last episode.
yeah, it's like a 6 out of 10. That's barely above
Wait,
failing.
You gave it a 7 out of 10. I'm just reporting a fact.
Oh, did I? Okay. I that was a week ago, dude. I don't remember. So I was more or less with it for the first 3 episodes. There was things where I was like, I don't know about this. Like I had some red flags were definitely flaring. And then 4 I was kind of indifferent on, and then it's spiraled, and I'm like, this isn't even. I don't know what the fuck I'm watching anymore. God damn it!
It's like one episode in the middle you really disliked, but you liked the one after it more.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still a bad adaptation.
I,
In your
I am
opinion.
looking. I'm really looking forward to episode 8 of Robert and John argue about the nature of adaptation. Streaming tomorrow night.
Uh,
Yeah, I wish I could add a little bit more, but I haven't seen that show, so it's it doesn't feel like I have a lot to say about it.
That's fine.
it's fine. At this point, I would just say watch the game. You'll get the better version of the story.
Watch whichever one you want. like
Yeah, I
both.
mean, he can watch either one, but if he watches one of them, he's going to get an inferior telling of the same story.
In your opinion.
Yes, I am stating an opinion, my opinion. Thank you for confirming that. Where the fuck am I supposed to go? But John, you
I
love
don't know.
I have never loved The Last of Us show. I've had complaints from season 1, but it is all just blown out of control at this point. I don't know what the fuck they're doing
Okay.
over there.
It's a very faithful adaptation.
Yeah,
there's some
except
changes,
for
but it's a
plot
very
points,
faithful
character
adaptation.
motivations, characterizations. You know, if
There's
you
some
ignore
slight
all of that,
differences.
if you ignore all of that, then it's a faithful
Most of the
adaptation.
most of the plot points are lifted pretty directly from the
Except
game.
when they're
Adam
not.
March, Judd's just said something very wise, which is we should save John's Last of Us show hate for the Last of Us streams.
I agree.
Noah's like, save me.
Somebody save me.
Well, voice cracks.
Okay, maybe I have to be in a different.
I couldn't add a new element from here.
Shit.
Have to go to
Cannot figure out how to get down from here.
And also, anime fan, that sounds like a very good method for adaptation. I would watch whatever thing that you were adapting if that's the approach you took with it. I would love to see that. And they say that a hero saves us.
Not gonna stand here waiting.
But I mean, Smallville is also pulling from the source material, and I've said this before, but comic books are different in that they change continuities like every 15 minutes. So you could mix and match. It's not like adapting one contained story. It's also
it depends on the run.
Yeah, it's also Smallville. Like, it's a Superman show from the 2000s. It's about what you'd expect. Okay, I seriously don't know how to get down from here. I think it's a stretch to say it isn't much like the source material when they're pulling stuff straight from the source material.
You gotta go find a low hide.
Oh.
You gotta get low and hide.
That's the opposite of a high hide.
Yeah.
Yeah, he thought he was clever with that one.
They did.
I liked it.
Because you're already up high. So.
Yeah, it would be redundant to go higher.
What was it?
Word of power.
Let me get back to my book.
Oh yeah, I have some writing to do.
Elliot, bigger flashlight.
They don't make flashlights like they used to.
Yeah, I mean, anime. I'm glad that you like those, but that's not what I would go to in terms of defending changing the source material.
Yeah, I like those movies, but I don't love all those changes. Talking about his Batman movies.
I mean, Returns is just the worst thing ever.
Well, that's not true. It's a pretty good
Stop.
movie.
It is.
Don't slander my favorite Christmas movie.
It's a great Christmas movie.
No.
It is. It
It's
captures
okay.
the Christmas spirit.
John, one day you'll see the light.
I'll lose my taste in movies? Okay.
No, you'll gain some taste.
Says the man that just put Batman Returns over Die Hard.
Oh no, Die Hard is better, but
No, it's too late. You can't take it back.
I had
You
to be
fraud.
hyperbolic, just like you were being. So.
Yeah.
I'm not. That is the worst Batman movie.
No, what you said was it was the
come
worst
on.
thing ever.
It's one of.
hyperbolic.
Okay, fine. Yeah, it's the worst thing ever. I stand by what
You
I
don't
said.
think that's the worst Batman movie? I mean, I don't remember if we talked about
Well,
this. in the
John, he
commentary.
does like BVS, so you gotta take that with a grain of salt.
Okay. Noah, so it is the worst live action Batman movie, I should say.
And
Hey.
you know I'm not going to agree with that, but okay.
It's fine. That's God damn it. Because you don't like Forever very much, I don't think.
I don't dislike it. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's maybe
That's
my least favorite of those four.
That's probably my favorite of the four. It's that or Batman and Robin. Because by the time you get to Batman and Robin, I just can't take it seriously as a Batman movie.
It's a lot of fun. It's big budget 60s Batman.
Yeah, but not as well written.
Not as well written.
But better than 60s Batman.
well,
No. No, Batman Forever, I think, just in terms of writing, gets 60s Batman a lot better than Batman and Robin does.
Much release the Schumacher
Yes.
cut. I want it.
But then it half wants to be a serious movie, and it's like,
The serious
doesn't
stuff.
fully work.
Yeah, well, Batman and Robin is a farce for like 90% of it, and then there's that 10% Alfred subplot that it wants
Alfred.
you to take serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like a lot of the psychological stuff with Bruce and Forever. You need those deleted scenes put back in. This is why we want the Schumacher cut.
Noah just hates Joel Schumacher. It's okay.
Come on. No.
Joel Schumacher's great.
I love Joel Schumacher.
Yeah, I need to see more of his movies. He did a lot of different stuff.
The Lost Boys is great.
It is.
Anime fan says he thinks that The Batman is the worst live-action Batman film, in his opinion. I don't agree with that at all. I love The Batman.
It might be.
Agree to
could be one of the
disagree.
best.
I mean, it is the best.
Yeah, I just need to live
in-
with it longer.
That's my thing.
great,
Is
though.
I have a stronger connection to like the first two Nolan films and even the Burton films, just because like I grew up watching those. But the Batman is more my Batman, so it's hard.
So I think this is where we have a fundamental disagreement. Anime with comics, it is not the source material is all of comics. It's not just whoever originally wrote the first book. Characters in comics grow and change and evolve.
Also, when Batman starts, it starts in a very grounded, pulpy place, and I think the Batman movie captures that vibe more than most of the other movies do. Actually, and in terms of like later comics, I mean, it lifts so much from like Earth One and like New 52, Long Halloween, of course. Yeah, there's so many eras homaged and
because I can tell
referenced to
you
that
right now,
movie.
if
There's
you're
a
gonna,
lot of reference for the comics.
because I can tell you right now, if you're gonna say that Michael or the Keaton's Batman is looking at the Bill Finger stuff, that you're wrong. I don't think Tim Burton has ever read a comic, let alone a comic from the 40s.
He has allegedly read The Killing Joke.
Killing Joke.
He,
Yeah.
he looked at the pictures.
Yeah,
He
he at
looked at
least
the
look at the
cover.
pictures.
He was like, "Oh, okay, cool." No, I mean there is that quote where he's like, "Anyone who knows anything about me knows I would never read a comic book."
Which is funny because I feel like with just like his creative style, he would actually like some comics if he gave them a chance.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I'm shocked he didn't grow up on like EC comics, like horror comic stuff. You think that would have appealed to him when he was a kid? The stuff that inspired like Stephen King and John Carpenter and
George Romero,
all those guys. George Romero, yeah. Like I'm shocked Burton didn't grow up on that stuff.
Well,
I think
and
he
I
was
mean,
just more of a fan of like 50s B movies and like German expressionism because that is the stuff that most like influences his style.
Yeah. And an anime fan, I mean that's just subjective. We all have different tastes, but I think the Nolan films and the Batman are very entertaining. I like the writing. I find the stories engaging. I think the action, some of the actions, very well executed. So I personally think those
some
are
with a
movies.
disclaimer on the Nolan movies for me.
Right, yeah.
There's a lot of levity in the Nolan movies. It's just
for sure,
more subtle.
Begins especially, like there's a lot of humor in Begins. That's really funny.
Anything Alfred says, it's
gold.
really funny.
He's still probably my favorite Alfred.
Oh yeah,
they're all good.
He's just the best Alfred.
Yeah. Like there's so many elements. There's so many elements of the Batman I like a lot. Like Andy Serkis's Alfred, I really like. I just want more with him. Let's see. Yeah, an anime fan, like I get that those movies are more serious than you'd like, but there's a lot of very serious Batman comics that they're looking at. Like Year One is a big influence on those. I agree. I understand if you don't want that to be what Batman is like 100% of the time, but that is a lot of Batman comics.
I'm also going to go out on a limb and say that BVS is way more self-serious than the Nolan trilogy and the Batman.
I think so. There's very little humor in that movie.
And I don't hate that movie. I'm just saying,
Yeah, I don't hate BVS. Definitely prefer the extended cut.
I mean, that's the only version to watch.
Right, it's the movie. It's the real movie.
I still love that it's just called like the Ultimate Edition.
No, it's so weird that that's in the credits.
Yeah, it's just
jarring.
the movie.
Yeah, like
it's
when the
movie.
title shows up in the opening, it's the Ultimate Edition.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's not like you rarely. It's not like the Star Wars Special Edition say Special Edition in the opening crawl. We usually don't do that with
Well,
Ultimate Cut.
because the difference with that is that's the only version of Star Wars you can watch now.
Officially, yeah.
But you can go back and easily watch the theatrical cut of BVS
If you want.
if you want. I don't know why you would, but it's more easily accessible than the original version of Star Wars.
Look, you got the wrong guy.
Hey, why are you wearing that weird mask?
Alex Casey. I only play him in the movies. He's just a fictional character.
What's going on here?
You don't have to kill me. You don't have to go get that knife and stab me. You can just give up and go back. Forget about the ritual sacrifice to open the way.
What?
forward.
The ritual sacrifice to open the way.
No. Don't do it. You don't have to become a monster. Just leave the knife where it is. In the back. And go.
A knife in the back. Everything about this was absurd. Our daughter.
Oh no.
Why is that guy whining so much?
I love how he gave explicit instructions on what you don't have to do, including where the knife is that you need. Ah, Jesus, what are you showing me here?
It's getting spooky again.
Close.
Spooky.
Welcome, Alex Casey. You've done well. You've played your role perfectly.
Everything out of your mouth is a damn lie. The only place any of this makes any sense is in your psychotic brain.
As a fictional character in a story, you've fulfilled your purpose. You've brought the writer of the story here. You can go now.
His voice kind of sounds like Jeffrey Combs a bit.
Before I get some answers. How was I in that movie? Why does all this feel so familiar?
Kind of sounds a
Oh
bit.
yeah, I get like
Edward Wesley.
panicked. Yeah,
Fuck am I?
on edge.
No!
And welcome to you, Alan Wake. What the hell? This is the ritual to lead you on. We're just one step away from your final destination, Mr. Wake. So first, here's an unanswered mystery for you. If Casey was fictional, and you assumed his role as the detective, are you now fictional too? Whose story are you living, Mr. Wake? The visions are getting under my skin, coming too close for comfort.
Oh.
Not a separate layer, but mingling with my own reality in the dark.
Has he been a fictional character this whole time?
Have we been fictional characters this whole time?
Robert's
is a
not
fictional
real.
character. Yeah.
I
You made
knew
him
it.
up.
Wait. Dead end.
He's really played by an actor
can't be right.
named
Did I miss something?
Richard Wilde.
Good one?
It's
Look,
me
I'm
that's got me.
Look, I'm not a professional comedian or anything.
Okay, Arthur Fleck. Get off the stage.
Did you find my creepy notebook of jokes?
Other side.
That wasn't meant
Oh,
for you.
Jesus.
The mask was
Whoa.
decaying.
Yeah, I agree, Hayden. It explains a lot. And anime fan, like, I just don't agree with that, especially in Batman Begins. Like, there are a lot of jokes in that movie between Bruce and Alfred.
What's the point
Yeah.
of doing all those bloody push-ups if you can't lift a beam?
It's almost.
Saga Anderson, listen.
Whatever.
The line's bloody log.
Bloody log. I'm sorry that I don't have all of the dialogue memorized like you do, Robert.
And when he said beam, I was like, a beam? What?
A
Is he doing a
beam?
bit?
That was it. That's Rupert Grint's Alfred.
Oh, okay.
Bruce, it's a beam. Yeah, Hayden. Joker is really funny in The Dark Knight.
Oh, yeah. That magic trick's great.
I was closer now. Closer than ever before. But there was no time to lose. Everything was hanging in the balance. I could still lose it all. Parliament Tower. I had to make it work this time. I could stop Scratch, get the manuscript, fix its ending.
We'll do it next week.
In the Twilight Zone?
The Twilight Zone.
We're not done, Noah.
Oh shit. Okay.
This week it's Noah that's like, we gotta get out of here.
No, I thought I was watching a TV show and I was just waiting for next week's episode.
The poem on the wall was growing at the same
Robert.
pace, dogging my footsteps. Like my unwanted shadow moving in the
A pale balloon in the sky, float and sink deeper. Night springs when bright falls. For the sleeper, the surface disturbed, the reflection now a traitor, and the cavity of the skull turned to a crater. This is the ritual to lead you on. Your friends will meet him when you are gone. Yeah, who wrote this shit?
Some like emo lyrics right there.
Yeah, anime fan just said that he doesn't find Joker funny in Dark Knight. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's hilarious in that movie.
He is really scary, but he's got some hilarious moments too.
Yeah, the magic trick. It's amazing.
Magic trick.
But my favorite bit's probably in the interrogation room when he's like, "Don't start with the head; it makes the victim all fuzzy, and they won't feel the next."
See?
It's great.
I don't know why, but one other part that always makes me laugh is in the magic trick scene, like right after when they're like, "You think that we're gonna let you steal from us and let you just walk away?" And you just go like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Yeah.
A man you didn't fully understand.
Harvey Dent. Excuse me, I want to drive.
Oh, our conversation. It circled back to that scene. What kicked off the
No.
scene.
Oh no! They didn't hear that part.
Back.
No,
I didn't sign up for this.
No, Robert.
No, we love him.
No, we do. Yeah. Don't out me. Don't make me talk about that. I love that SWAT character. He's good. He's my favorite character.
Is that a bazooka?
I didn't sign up for this.
Oh, that's also such a great sight gag with like the slaughter.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
On the truck.
Slaughter. Yeah, that it's got a lot of levity.
How in the hell do I? I don't know how I'm supposed to get out of here.
Let me out.
Let me out.
Get me out of here.
Pretty much. Wait a minute. There we go.
There wasn't enough alcohol in this city to drown the memories of this nightmare, but I damn well try. This case would never be closed. I had more questions now than at the start. The irony of being trapped in a postmodern detective story. I felt watched. The eyes of some unseen audience on me. I wanted to turn to the hidden camera and tell them to fuck off. But I didn't know where to look to break the fourth wall. There would always be another case for Casey. A million stories in this dark city. The night opened up to welcome me. I walked into her arms. Roll credits.
Credits.
There's an exit. Except I can't get off the stupid rope. Alright, so we gotta get back to the Parliament Tower, which is this way. But yeah, this was my game of the year in 2023. I think it's just such an improvement over that first game. But it also doesn't make the first game feel unimportant. Like, I wouldn't say just play this one.
Yeah, for sure. I thought the first game was cool. I thought it was neat, but I do think this one's a lot more interesting.
Motherfucker.
And gives you a lot more variety. The biggest problem with the first one is just how it falls into repetitive gameplay.
And like this one is Hayden, God, is it that old? Yeah, this is 2 years old now. Hayden got the Dead Space remake today. Hell yeah. We'll play that eventually on the channel.
No. The building was condemned. Closed up. Something was wrong. Something was missing. I had to get inside.
Oh god.
The Dead Space remake is awesome.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, this sucks.
What?
So, did you guys hear that there was gonna be another screening this month of the Schumacher cut, like the rough cut?
I didn't actually know.
Yeah, I think Kevin Smith screened it like a year ago. Like I know people have seen it. Like it's not a finished movie. It's like a rough cut. There's like 10 music and stuff. But it's got a lot of the deleted scenes put back in. So there was another one coming out this month, and apparently Warner Brothers is putting a stop to it.
No.
Those
Fuck you,
bastards.
Zaslav.
Oh. Thanks, Warner Brothers.
Why? Why do they have to get rid of all the cool stuff? Why do they have to hate, the Schumacher cut, Looney Tunes, like?
Yeah, and this was
they hate
like
everything they own.
This was a free event for whoever could get in. Like they weren't charging people for this. So it's like I get it. Stuff like this is dicey, but it's not like they were planning on, profiting off of this.
Yeah. They just gotta release that already. They gotta, get it finished first and.
Yeah, I've heard. Apparently, they need to put like $10 million is the number I've heard to like finish it properly. But people would buy it. Like, I think you'd turn a profit on that.
I'd buy it. I'm not
I'd
even
buy
a
that
huge
for
Batman
$1.
Forever. I'm not a huge Batman Forever fan, but I'd still watch it.
Aiden, hopefully I get through it before you do it. Yeah, it'll be a while. We've got other games we want to do. Oh!
And now we're Saga again.
Yay.
Because we need to finish the saga.
The sheriff station. Aiden will show up if I'm invited. No. These aren't really exclusive.
Yeah, they are.
No,
I
just
had
say
to
you
pay
don't.
for my exclusive status.
Noah, just say that you don't want Hayden to be here. It's fine. Hayden says this game has a girl in it. Gotta throw it away now. That's true.
Yuck. Get rid of it.
Alan Wake, more like Alan Woke.
More like Alan Baked. I haven't made that joke before.
You made that joke to me like 3 hours ago.
Roll on snare drum.
It's one of those jokes that just never gets old.
Sure.
You see, it's because Wake rhymes with baked, so that's.
Oh, I was just laughing to look cool.
No, you get it now, right?
Yeah, I get it, dude. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
Anyway.
Alan. Alan Woke 3, it's just the girl now. But they keep the Alan Wake title.
Where's she going?
So, it forcing us to play a saga means we finished Alan's portion of the game.
That's it.
I think.
Where's
unless
the rest
it's
of it?
unless it's like you have to finish like
You
catch up
probably
with,
have to get to a certain point
yeah.
in here before you can go back.
Because I know that's like the final initiation chapter. So I'm guessing we're catching up with Saga and then they're gonna merge.
They better merge.
Here's some good news. The remake of The Fog will be streaming on Tubi on June 1st.
Noah's
In
favorite
case you wanted to watch it again.
Why is that good news?
Because you can watch
If
it
you wanted to
again,
watch
Noah.
again.
Oh yeah, I'm really jumping at the chance to watch that again.
Well, you did give it a 5 out of 5, which I thought was weird. But
Allegedly.
I gave it a 0 because I didn't even log it on Letterboxd, so it's gotten
Oh
nothing
my
from
God.
me.
yeah, Noah's
Are you saying
decided.
that every movie? Wait, are you saying that every movie you haven't logged on Letterboxd is a 0?
Yes,
So
Lawrence of Arabia is a 0.
yeah, Noah's decided he's too much of a hipster to use Letterboxd now.
I used it today.
Uh-huh. What did you
Yeah,
log?
I decided to log all of the Mission Impossible movies
Yeah.
for the new one.
Oh Jesus!
Sir, put that down.
So I'm gonna have to ask you to leave the office.
Anime
Lady,
says I
I'm
need
gonna
to
have
go.
to
I hope
ask
the
you to
rest of the
leave the
stream
store.
goes well. Thanks for hanging out, man. We always are happy to see you.
Later.
Bye bye.
That leg doesn't look good. Feels even worse.
Judgy much?
Thanks for saving the rest of me.
You just walk up on a stranger and say, that leg doesn't look good.
Just keep forgetting.
Noah.
I'm looking for Wake.
Where is Wake?
It's the one that's in bold.
Wake can fix this.
Do this.
Alan Wake is a very
It's like if you played a Telltale game and there was like a giant arrow pointing to one choice. Do this one.
Hayden says I just keep forgetting to use it. Keep forgetting to use what?
Letterboxd, I think. 'Cause we
Oh.
were just talking about that. I don't know for sure though.
What?
What happened here?
I don't know if Hayden has a Letterboxd.
I think he does.
We came to check out a system alert at Cauldron Lake, but it's worse than.
He also said he'll probably check out his new Drag Me to Hell 4K tomorrow. Nice.
That's
It's a fun movie.
that's a
Well, that
good
movie-
movie. I can't say I love it, but I like it.
I like it a lot.
What did the FBC come here to do? Bright Falls is
Yeah,
the
Letterboxd,
recurring
okay.
Altered World event. The shadow is stronger than we expected. We're low on resources. Problems at HQ. But we do have equipment for dealing with the shaded threat. We were just caught off guard before we could set it up. Have you found my partner, Agent Casey? Yeah, we found him. Out in the woods. He had a close encounter with the shadow, and it did something to him.
With
Is
the
he
shadow
okay?
kind.
He's alive. We took him down to the morgue for an examination. Haven't heard anything since the attack. Estevez, I need to see Wake. How do I get into the cell block? Okay.
I will find him.
Protocols don't mean that much at this point anyway. Don't make me regret this, Anderson.
Hayden says it might be his least favorite Rain movie he's
Until the
seen,
power's back
but it
on,
was on
doors
sale
will
and I like
close before we
4Ks.
open. There's a few
Oh, it's
spots
definitely not my
left.
least favorite
Glad-
Rain
glad-
movie.
oh. Glad he grabbed it.
Here. I'll need these keys.
You like it less than Spider-Man 3?
It's better than both of his Spider-Man sequels. Actually, I probably like it more than all of his Spider-Man movies, to be fair. What the hell? What is happening? Why am I running into invisible barriers?
Oh my god, is this game supernatural?
Holy fuck. What is happening?
No, this isn't Supernatural. That's a show with Jensen Ackles.
Oh.
This is Alan Wake.
Oh, that would be why.
Back into the morgue, huh? Fantastic.
We're going back to the morgue. Are you excited to go to the morgue?
No.
Is Tony Todd there?
Ooh, I hope.
Yes. Hayden, I have a
If
giant
yes,
nostalgia thing
then I
with
am
Spider-Man
excited.
3. It's really hard for me to look at that movie objectively. That's fair.
Yeah, for sure. I get that.
For sure.
It's still an entertaining movie.
That movie got me out of math class one day.
Nice.
Yeah.
I went to the midnight screening for Spider-Man 3. I was so excited they were doing Venom. The movie was the movie, but I was so tired the next day I slept through math, the first period, which was math.
Another locked box.
Well, at least 10 years later, they did a standalone Venom movie
Oh,
that gave you everything you wanted.
It
mean,
was
I
a
don't hate
spin-off
that.
of that movie. It was Topher Grace's Venom.
What? What does this mean?
Shapes.
Wait,
Surely you need it to solve a puzzle.
wait, okay. Surely it's not this stupid. Okay.
Would it
You-
really be that simple?
Hayden, you've told me, but I don't know if you told the others. 1, 3, 6? Nope.
Oh yeah, Adam March. I love the music in Spider-Man 3.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. And I don't know, some of the makeup on that costume I think is pretty cool when it gets to be practical.
My big
yeah.
grudge with that design is I've seen like the behind the scenes original design and it was like perfect.
It was better, yeah. I'd love to see the original ending they shot. It sounds way cooler than what we got. The studio got cold feet. Thought it was too dark.
To be clear, I don't hate Spider-Man 3. I think it's the best out of the bad Spider-Man movies. I just like Drag Me to Hell more, personally.
Yeah, well, Drag Me to Hell was like the perfect movie for him to make out of through that kind of going back to his roots.
Yeah.
Just a fun, lower stakes. Yeah,
I want him to
funny
make another horror
fiction.
movie.
He's working on one.
He's
I
working on
think.
it.
I want it now. Now.
Get me what I want.
And if he could do another Doctor Strange movie, that would be cool too.
I hope, but which is funny because we're kind of I don't know, at least in Marvel circles, we seem to be in the minority on that because a lot
I
of
guess
people
so,
really
yeah.
don't like Multiverse of Madness. I would love for him to make just a fun Doctor Strange movie that's not tied to other bullshit.
Could use a bit more
Yeah, just let him do whatever the hell he wants.
Stay put, Casey.
But like more so, because that's what some people said that Multiverse of Madness was. It kind of is, but I think he's still restrained a bit in that. I still like that movie though.
I mean, he's as
Yeah,
restrained as you're gonna get with Raimi in a PG-13 movie.
No, but you can feel the studio notes and like, yeah, you got to include this, you got to include this, oh, you got to change that. You know, you can feel the tampering and reshoots, but it's still a fun movie.
I didn't make toys of people that weren't in the movie. Hayden told his Spider-Man 3 story in the chat if you guys haven't seen it before.
Okay.
Noah, you want to read it?
When I was like 6, I saw
When
it
I
at
was a boy.
drive-in. When I was a boy,
Sent
saw
Velociraptors
Spider-Man 3.
to Iraq.
at a drive-in. Apparently, I fell asleep halfway through because I was watching TV with my mom, and there was a toy commercial that had Venom in it, and I'm like, why do they make so many toys of people that weren't in the movie? And my mom's like, you're an idiot. Don't get me wrong.
Like
I
word
do
for
like
word.
Drag You to Hell.
I mean, we're just, I don't know. I don't mind when movies are tied to other movies continuity wise. I just think it's they're too worried about setting up the next thing.
How are you holding up?
I just think that hurts that movie more than it helps it. Depends on the Marvel movie.
Yeah, it depends on them.
A nice chat about
Dyslexic is actually my middle name, Hayden.
Agent Estevez. I mean,
Dyslexic.
Making new friends, huh?
You should hear him when he's reading one of the in-game documents.
Are you
He
sure?
probably has.
He just invents words that aren't there.
what's the situation on your end?
Water
Noah?
turned out to be a good lead.
Yes.
Found the killer and the cult.
What? No, I'm not
You
gonna.
missed another.
Story's changing reality.
I'm not gonna dispute that.
Like Wade said it would.
No, you missed another prompt.
Logan, she's
What are you talking about? Oh yeah.
Story claims she
That's too
The
busy playing.
game,
Wait.
Noah.
No,
Well, you're also here.
We decided you're the one who chooses these.
Oh, did we decide that?
Hayden
I'm
thought
saying
your middle
yes.
name was redacted.
I missed that. That
Well, it's
conversation.
Noah redacted dyslexic Torgo.
Yep.
I'm gonna fix this, Casey. You.
He's
Logan,
just not watching the
all
stream.
of it.
I'm looking at the chat.
Back on first.
Yeah, give him hell, Anderson. Just remember, some things in life can't be fixed with a light switch. As for the power problem, here, I found a fuse on those poor bastards there.
I'll take care of it.
Yeah, Adam Arch didn't like how the Illuminati were portrayed in Multiverse of Madness. Apparently,
I
I
personally
can't.
don't care about that.
I can't speak to it compared to the comics, but you know, for being one of the big scenes that pissed a lot of people off because they were so excited for this cameos, I thought it was really funny.
Yeah,
I
like,
love
good.
that scene. I also don't care about the comics Illuminati, like just because I haven't read that stuff. And it's not like they can't ever do the Illuminati again in the
Right,
main
yeah.
MCU.
They have a way to do it again.
No, people were really excited for those cameos and like offended by how those characters were treated. I thought it saved the scene.
Yeah, I was like, oh, thank God, this only lasts for a few minutes.
And then they're all
They'll
killed
die.
in horribly violent ways, and it's really funny. Hayden said that we can't say your middle name on YouTube.
Well,
Thanks
yeah,
for
'cause
stopping by, Hayden.
I don't want you guys to dox me, so yeah.
Yeah, Noah currently lives at Redacted.
I live at 308 Negro Arroyo Lane. Albuquerque,
Whoa,
New
whoa, whoa,
Mexico.
whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, you can't say that.
And this is my confession.
This is my confession. No, yeah, Black Bolt's death in Multiverse of Madness is just crazy.
It's so good.
I
It,
have to admit, when I first saw that, I couldn't believe that they put that in a Marvel film.
Yeah, I was like, dude.
whoa.
It was
Whoa.
awesome.
You know, they got Anson Mount from the Inhumans show for a cameo. That's fun.
Situation's under control, Estevez.
Also, everyone hates that show. Like, it's cool that they even bothered. And then he dies horribly.
Cool that they remembered it. And yeah, even
I don't think they made them stupid. They were just overconfident. Like, they didn't take her seriously, and they paid for it.
yeah.
And I don't know, they're alternate universe versions, so
Yeah, I mean,
That-
I can't
that's
speak
easier for me to
for
roll with.
Xavier, but
What
I've
happened
always
to
understood that one of Reed's biggest character flaws is he can be overconfident.
Dark presence. It's real too. I saw it. A fucked up monster.
Adam Ward said, R.A.P. to our king, Black Bolt.
Knocked me out. FBC
Hayden says Captain Carter was the worst one. Of course, you would think that's the worst one.
It's because British.
No, funnily enough, I
like
think the
Haley
worst one
Atwell.
was. I think the worst one was Xavier because Patrick Stewart like didn't know where he was.
Yeah. Kind of embarrassing. It should have been McAvoy.
Yeah, what is their hang up with using any of the prequel cast?
Except for a boner joke.
Ralph Boner. I mean, we got our send off to the prequel cast in Dark Phoenix. And then,
Oh yeah, when they fought the MCU.
That
I was
to this
actually...
day is one of the funniest reshoot things ever. Well, we sold our rights to Disney, like our studio entirely. The villain of our movie is the MCU.
Oh, I still have to see Dark Phoenix.
No, you
watch
don't.
party.
It's better than Apocalypse, but that's not saying much. Hayden Spring Professor Dementia, exactly. But it's okay because we got the yellow hover chair from the animated series in live action.
And they played the cartoon
They
thing
do
for
the
5
music.
seconds, and people
They go,
cheered.
"Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo." I was surprised that
People
that's
went,
the
yay.
theme in the movie. When I first watched that, I was like, "Oh, they."
Reed can
they
be
actually
overconfident, but I
did
can't imagine a world where Reed shares Black Bolt's power so that the super powerful enemy can stop him. But they don't know that they don't know anything about her. That's the point. They're not taking her seriously as a threat.
I think they're just, even though it's another Wanda, I think they're just surprised that a Wanda is going that far. I don't know.
Hayden says First Class is the best X-Men movie. It's not. But 35-year-olds aren't nostalgic for it, so the old ones get the cameo porn.
That's true.
You immediately shut him down with First Class being the best X-Men movie.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's really good. It's not the best one.
I think it could
It's
be.
not my favorite.
I still think X2 is the first. I still think X2 is the best one. Days of Future Past is close.
X2 is really damn good, though.
That's also the best. Days of Future Past is also the best, like, remember.
Yeah, that's one of the good examples of that. And with for a lot of people, like mutual friends who really love First Class, for them it's more comic booky X-Men and more what they think is true to the essence of X-Men, which is fair. I also think it's compromised by having to use a lot of lame characters I don't care about. In my opinion. I just don't care for most of the team of that movie.
Darwin?
Oh, they did him dirty. God.
Yeah.
At least the first time I watched that, I was like, I can't believe we did this trope in 2011.
Yeah, but at least he gets to be in Superman.
He does get to be in Superman.
And we'll finally get a Mr. Terrific that's not embarrassing.
Yay.
Oh, that movie
I don't
has
know.
Mr. Terrific and Catwoman in it.
That's true. Wait.
Zoe Kravitz.
What?
Oh, okay. First Class. Gotcha.
First
I
Class,
thought we were...
yeah.
Yeah, no, sorry. I thought you said, like, Superman. Like, and I was still on Superman. So
I don't know what the fuck you two are talking about. And Adam Arch says, I understand what you're saying about them underestimating. I just don't see Reed. And that's fair. I am not an expert on the FF. I've only read like 20 issues of the Lee run, so I don't have a leg to stand on there.
Yeah. And Hayden said, you don't like Girl Angel? Like, yeah, he's fine.
I like that character better in the Morrison run where she's from.
I like comic book Emma Frost better than
Emma Frost is so nothing in that movie.
Yeah.
One day we'll get a good adaptation of that character.
Yeah. Hopefully.
What's worse, the First Class version or the X-Men Origins Wolverine?
The X-Men
version?
Origins.
By process of elimination, yeah, the first class Emma Frost is an improvement. She is the better of the two. And then, like you said, First Class is great. There's a lot of good stuff in First Class, but I don't think the
It's the
Mystique
third.
stuff works at all.
It's the third best X-Men movie.
Yeah, like it ranks high for me. I think it's very good. But I don't know. I think Jennifer Lawrence is fine in that movie, and then just gets worse and starts phoning it in more as they go. But First
You can
Class's
tell
take on
between
Mystique
First
just
Class
doesn't
and
work for me.
you can tell between First Class and Days of Future Past that she has become like a big deal and no longer wants to do these because she views herself as above them.
Well, it's also why they beef up her screen time.
Yeah, and I mean that works in
Uh,
Days of Future Past, but and
think she's
I'm
fine
not.
in that one.
I don't hate her in. I don't hate what they do with her in First Class. It's just weird because at least when that movie is coming out, as far as I know, it's still supposed to be a prequel to the Singer movies.
Yeah.
And it's like, why would you start them in that place?
There's a lot of baffling choices it makes as a prequel, but I can forgive some of them just because how quickly that movie was written.
Yeah.
That movie had like a shockingly short production schedule. Like it's a miracle that movie is as good as it is, but it's so weird how it contradicts and breaks canon, but also how it's compromised. Like, well, you can't use Cyclops, you can't use Storm, blah blah blah.
Robert.
You know.
Summary: in 2010, writer and suspected paratiliterian Alan Wake was reported to have disappeared into Cauldron Lake, a known threshold site. 3 years later, a small group responsible for multiple killings was arrested in New York City by federal investigators. The murders were recreations of deaths found in the writing of Alan Wake. Interrogations with the murderers revealed they saw Wake as a sort of prophet, describing themselves as the cult, and considered his novels to be sacred texts. As Waite was missing at the time,
Sacred
it's
texts.
unlikely he had any personal involvement with this cult. At least, there is no evidence supporting the idea.
Whoa.
Keep going.
Soon after the New York cult was detained, an organization known as the Cult of the Tree began operating around Cauldron Lake, the same area Wake disappeared. This is now the second organization branding themselves as a cult with a direct physical connection to Alan Wake, operating in the location he was last seen, and I propose this is not a coincidence, and would like permission to search for a link between Wake and the Cult of the Tree. See file 14545326 for the full proposal.
All right.
Insane.
Emergency incident report. The Lake House. Research facility WA03 at Cauldron Lake. WA has been compromised. Case unknown. The incident was visually confirmed by Agent Estevez when she visited the facility to make contact with Dr. Marmont and Dr. Marmont.
Marmaduke?
Oh, nice Marmont. Heads of operation at the lake house. The facility is self-reported to be in a damaged state with no living staff found during a brief search. A longer search was not possible due to an active AWE, an active AWE in the area, requiring all available resources. Investigation and containment was not possible with current personnel. Emergency dispatch of response and rescue staff is required. The investigation department has no knowledge of the lake house's recent research or projects due to worsening communication and cooperation since HQ went dark. As a result, this report cannot determine the incident's cause without further investigation. Refer to file 92333215 for full incident report. Now it's time to refer to those files.
I'm not gonna make us read all this. I'm just looking for something specific.
John's finally getting tired of listening to us read.
Do not microwave whole fish. What?
The more you know.
Officer Cooper. I'm worried
Koopa.
about Coop.
I want that shotgun, damn it.
Give me that
I
boomstick.
want it now.
I'm gonna march the sacred Jedi texts. At least that nonsense gave us a meme.
Good meme.
Good meme.
It's a great scene. Adam March said that the best Emma Frost was in Pride of the X-Men. I didn't even know she was in that. That could be a fun watch party at some point.
I haven't seen that.
What X-Men movie has the best Caliban? Is it X-Men Apocalypse or
No,
Logan?
it's Logan.
I don't even remember him being in that movie. People say he is, but
Yeah, no,
he's in,
I didn't realize that until long after I watched Logan. I was like,
that's
oh.
Metamorpho. That's another Superman superhero.
Is that
oh
who
my
that
god?
is?
Yeah, Anthony Carrigan from Apocalypse. He's in a bunch of stuff.
I think you mean that's Victor Zsasz from Gotham.
Yeah.
He was
he's
Zsasz
a
on
bunch of
Gotham. And he's
Is he the best live action Zsasz?
No. and he's
Well-
he's a character called NoHo Hank in the HBO show Barry. And it's one
Oh
of
yeah,
my
I've heard he's
favorite
great in that.
characters. Yeah, he's really funny in that.
I like how you're like, no, but the only other live action Zsasz that I know of is like, I think a deleted
Begins?
cameo from Begins.
No, he's in Begins.
He's in it.
Oh, okay.
He's in a couple scenes. Yeah, I don't think he says anything.
Scarecrow's representing him to get a move to Arkham, and he's like Mr. Zsasz.
Yep.
Mentally
And
unstable,
already-
and then you see him for like a second at the end.
And that is a better Zsasz, even though he doesn't say or do anything.
Well,
in that movie.
he does have the scars, the cuts, and I don't remember if he has those in Gotham or not.
He doesn't.
I think so. He's
I
just
don't
like
think
a
he does.
enforcer.
Yeah, but
Also,
such
John,
a weird take on Zsasz.
don't forget about Zsasz from Birds of Prey.
Oh,
The movie or the show?
The movie.
he is in that. Yeah,
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
yeah.
You wrote Logan into the story.
Logan.
Me yourself from the dark.
And he's basically like Gotham Zsasz.
Scratch is coming. He's close. He's almost here.
My daughter is dead because of you. She's a child.
Allegedly.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm trying to fix this. I will fix this. I'll save everyone, but we're running out of time. I need the clicker.
I don't have the clicker.
You will fix this. You will save my daughter. Promise me.
Yes, I promise. But we're out of time. Hurry!
Ah, shit.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Motherfucker! I'm gonna fucking destroy you!
Whoa.
What? Scratch.
Did you see that coming?
No.
The first time I played this, because I played it a different way, where I just played it through this stuff, and then I went back and did Alan's story. So that twist like blew my mind.
Oh wow.
Ah. Adam Arch said he loves Pride of the X-Men. It makes some weird choices, but it's the team he wants in a movie. That'd be a good lineup for a movie. I think it has
Who's the lineup in that?
Nightcrawler. I think it's Nightcrawler, Colossus, Storm, Wolverine. Kitty Pryde might be in it. I'm not sure.
So it's just like the Claremont team.
Yeah. Oh, and Cyclops. Cyclops is in it. But yeah, it's. I want to say that was like a TV pilot that didn't get picked up before we got the '90s show we got. I think that's the backstory on that.
I believe
the only thing I really know about Pride of the X-Men is that Wolverine's Australian in it, which is really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would like the MCU X-Men reboot to like go back to the original classic lineup, but they're probably not going to do that. So my second choice would be the Claremont team, like Colossus,
Cyclops, Nightcrawler, Colossus, Wolverine, Storm, Dazzler, and then Kitty joins the team. Okay.
Yeah, add Jean to that roster, and I think that'd be a good lineup for a movie. Whoa.
Ideally, what we would do is the Lee initial team, and then you can tease Wolverine for a sequel. But they'll want Wolverine in there like right away.
Exactly.
Scratcher's here. He'll be back. What the fuck do we do now?
End of game.
So, John, do you think we're like really close to the ending, or is this a good place to call it in a minute?
That didn't take long. Let's see. Hang on. Adam Arch just want a good Storm. That would be nice.
That's a big one they need to get right. Yeah. And Colossus and Kitty
No,
Pryde.
Robert, if you're wanting to call it, well, it looks like we've still got a chunk left.
Yeah, I mean, we could go like another 20 minutes if you guys want to. It's up to you.
I mean, we'll just go
I'm good
till
with it,
11.
whatever.
Okay, yeah.
Robert's like, I want to leave.
He tricked us. He almost got the clicker from me. The whole plan has gone out the window. How could we get this so wrong? Textbook boondoggle.
You said it, Anderson. It's a shit show. So what's the plan?
Scratch pretended to be Wake to trick us.
He almost won me over. I should have trusted my gut. Had a bad feeling about him when we found him at the lake. When that insane monster cloud came at me in the woods, I saw
You mean
a
Alan
face
Lake?
inside it. Wakes.
Oh shit!
Always Scratch.
They turned you into a sea captain.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh,
Oh, what's wrong with your face?
yeah, that was. You were able to take that picture.
What does he want from me? No. I'm in control here. It's my mind place. He's powerful. Too powerful. Just his presence here makes me feel sick. Like a wave of terror through my head. I feel his single-minded drive to get the clicker. I assumed Wake
Yes.
Ocean of darkness. Gone diving. Note from my editor. You're using the wrong tense. Trapped in a loop. My friends will meet him when I'm gone.
Wake is still trapped in the dark place. Maybe he always was. I can tell something is wrong. What's happening to Casey?
I'm a goner. Swell. A shadow crawling under my skin. In my head. Call my ex. Tell her I'm sorry. Terminal case, Casey.
Something is wrong with him. He's hurt worse than he says. He's scared.
Whoa.
The FBC usually
But
handles stuff like
since
this.
we're on classic Marvel, I guess should have mentioned today that Peter David just died, and that's really sad.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Too soon.
I didn't know if I could
Mhm.
trust you.
I haven't read a lot by Peter David. I've read the first like
I just need to
Visionaries volume of his Hulk run. I really still need to finish it. I really like what I've read of it though.
Okay. Yeah, I do have a collection that has like the start of his run and quite a bit of his Hulk run, and I'd like to read it. I don't know if it's a good jumping in point, just because I know that's such a weird
It's
place
weird,
in
like
Hulk continuity he jumps on.
yeah. I was able to like follow what was happening, but it is kind of like, oh, okay, we're right in the middle of something here. But I gotta get back to it because where I left off is like right when the Joe Fix-It stuff happens. So it's like I actually need to start reading that again.
Thanks.
Yeah, the trade I have I got just entirely because it has that Wolverine issue in it.
Yeah.
But I'd like to read
iconic cover.
that stuff at some point. Yeah.
One more thing. The lake house.
It was fun to see them recreate that in Deadpool and Wolverine.
In the movie.
The movie.
Misery loves company.
It's just funny when you go back to that cover and it's Grey Hulk. But
Yeah.
whenever we homage it, it's always
It's
the
Green Hulk because
classic
everybody
Green
knows Green Hulk. But
Noah, would you like to see Grey Hulk attempted in the Marvel movies, or do you think what we're stuck with is just too unsalvageable to do that right?
I mean, I guess I would say it's kind of unsalvageable now. I would prefer if we just rebooted with Hulk, just because I don't know. I don't hate the idea of Smart Hulk, but
It
it's
just
something.
wasn't done well.
Yeah, and it's something I don't think should have been done. A point that shouldn't have been gotten to off screen in between movies, which is
Yeah.
how it is in Endgame.
And
Yeah.
I think at the time, which is funny because we knew about all these movies that were announced that were coming, but it still felt more like an ending. So
Yeah.
I think it was easier for us to give a pass to initially, like, well, that's the end of Hulk in the MCU, I guess. And now
Not
he's just
really.
around, and we're stuck with
He's
that
there.
version. Like, I think She-Hulk could have worked.
All right, so apparently
I
you're
just-
definitely not finishing it now. We're doing a DLC.
Oh, okay.
shit.
Understand how complicated and messy the
Cute.
NBC's cases are.
So
I don't
we'll
know,
go
even-
for 20 more minutes and then call it a night.
Can always get
Sounds good.
better.
But, like, even with where we left Banner and in-game, like, I still think that She-Hulk show could have been done well in better hands.
Oh,
The She-Hulk's biggest problem is just the writers didn't know how to make a She-Hulk show.
And didn't want to.
Well, they were just
Yeah.
like, oh, she's Lady Deadpool.
This
Yeah,
isn't Peter's
exactly.
first time
Well,
right
I mean,
now.
How do you mean, just in the comedy or the fourth wall?
Not because I know that the fourth wall breaking is from the John Byrne run, which I still haven't read, but I mean more so in the comedy. I guess more kind of like It seemed a little bit more like meme-ish from what I've
It
seen.
felt
of that
more, and yeah, I haven't read a lot of She-Hulk comics, but it felt more like movie Deadpool for fourth wall breaking than like comic book She-Hulk. In my
show. It just didn't really feel that. It felt a little bit more obvious, like not really clever.
Yeah, and a legal comedy can be funny, and then you hired writers who don't want to write legal stuff.
They just wanted, I don't know, do stupid jokes about Wong watching The Sopranos.
Yeah, but and now we have now we have Hulk's stupid son, and he has a terrible haircut. We have that now.
We have a Captain America movie that deals with a lot of stuff from a Hulk movie, and then Hulk himself is not in the Captain America movie.
Yeah, we
Very
finally got
strange.
the shitty decades later sequel to The Incredible Hulk.
Yay!
Yay. They also blew their chance at adapting, like, Planet Hulk, obviously, with Ragnarok.
But
And
I
ever
don't know.
since I actually read Planet Hulk, I've liked that aspect of Ragnarok a little less. I'm kind of scared to go back to Ragnarok. I don't think I'd like it that much anymore.
It's almost like it's a bad movie.
Yeah.
It's not great. But with the hand we're dealt, though, if I were pitching this to you, Noah, like, let's say the movies, they kill off Hulk's stupid son and get him to a more angry,
Whoa.
depressed state again,
The Legos.
and then do something like Grey Hulk stuff and go that different
Yeah.
direction. I think it could be cool in the right hands. I think that
Maybe.
could work.
The problem is that Marvel
would
doesn't
prefer
care
them-
about the Hulk, and they haven't cared about the Hulk since 2009.
Yeah.
That's 2012, I'd say, more generously.
Ideally, I would prefer if they just wipe the slate clean
Yeah.
with the MCU. As
Which
a
is
whole,
what
and then
I'm hoping Secret Wars Doomsday is.
And selfishly, because I am a Hulk fan, I would like them to just do more Hulk stuff afterwards.
Or anything with the Hulk.
Yeah,
I
but I
think-
mean, like, do a Hulk movie. I don't know how possible
I'd
that
like
is now.
also a new, I don't know, like an animated Disney Plus Hulk show. Could be really cool. I wouldn't mind another Hulk cartoon. You could do a lot of cool storylines there. There's a lot of characters that
Yeah.
I'd like to see new cartoons for.
I would love a Daredevil animated series.
I so would want a Daredevil animated series.
Robert's been begging for it.
I'd also like what would be really cool is a Moon Knight animated series, kind of
Yeah.
pulling from the I think Warren Ellis run, where it's more the first one with Mr. Knight. That whole thing. I think
that
could be cool.
that goofy character with the funny accent.
Oh yeah, him. Yeah, my favorite. we love goofy Mr. Knight.
Robert.
Through extensive testing, the subject has been confirmed to possess an intrinsic paranatural ability that manifests exclusively during the act of panting. The paintings feature scenes or events he would have no knowledge of, even sometimes painting an event before it occurs. This effect has been proven multiple times and has an estimated 40 to 100% success rate. Note the lack of precision in his range is due to the team's inability to prove that a painting content will not be realized at some point in the eventual future. Researchers asked to reiterate their hesitance to publish any concrete statements surrounding the subject and his ability at this time, as the nature of the paintings and their paranatural effects have been exceptionally difficult to measure and quantify. Conclusion: the subject is suspected to be a Class 2 paratiliterian, though additional testing will be required to confirm this. At this time, his ability is not believed to be a direct threat to himself or others and can be controlled. The nature of his ability is to show current or future events via the art he creates, but the extent of the forecasting cannot be determined by researchers with any high level of precision. Unlike the art created by Alan Wake, there is no evidence the subject's art is directly manipulating reality via the shadow's energies. What energy does the shadow know?
Yeah,
The shadow,
the shadow knows. It's the scene. Oh,
The scary door.
I guess we're not reading that.
Nah.
That's fine. Hmm.
That's handy. Oh, I got more of a Star Trek vibe, but yeah. You were going more Arkham.
I just think every elevator would be better if it had made the Arkham noise.
Those sounds are burned into my brain.
Same.
Okay, so we need to get access. To the elevator, which I'm guessing we have to use the computer for.
The computer.
Changing passwords, huh?
Oh. Noah.
Effective September. Hey, effective September 13th. All computer passwords must be reset daily to address security concerns. We are aware that this might be an inconvenient change and lead to difficulty remembering your password. We recommend using a permanent set of digits as the beginning of the password followed by the numbers that change daily. Try using significant personal dates, coordinates, etc. Do not use birthdays, the current date, or your fucking phone number, okay? Please please also remember that for the time being, passwords are not to exceed 6 digits. Thank you for your compliance.
I loved that voice. You need to do that one.
I don't quite know what it was. It started as a Tony Soprano and then just kind of morphed into
Oh,
its
no.
own thing.
It's something. But I loved it. R.A.P. James Gandolfini.
Rest in peace.
Too soon, Noah.
What do you mean?
10 years ago.
Yeah.
No, we love him. He's
I'm
really
a
good
fan.
in the I've talked about it before. He's in the '90s 12 Angry Men remake.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really good in it.
Yeah, I'm interested in checking that out just for the director and cast alone.
Yeah.
I did finally watch the original a few months ago.
Ooh,
and absolutely, I loved it.
It's so good. It's
So
great.
good.
Yeah, the remake I think is very good. You just have to know going in that like, oh, it's like 99% the same script. Like it's the same movie. So it's you just have to yeah, but done good. Like it's
I
you
think
have
you
to
might
watch
have brought
it.
that up during our commentary. Now
Yeah,
I think
where-
about it.
But with 12 Angry Men, it has that vibe of like, you know, because it already feels like a play. So it's like going to see a stage show with just a new cast just doing the story.
Mhm.
Psycho is weird because it's also trying to be an art film and do its own thing, but with the same script. It's odd. 12 Angry Men, it's just like, yeah, it's just that script, but with a different director and cast. It's really well
It's also-
executed.
It's also a TV movie, I think.
Yeah, I think it was.
Which, yeah, I mean, but it's directed by William.
No, it's like
Friedkin.
no, it's like a legit. If it was on TV, it was on like Showtime, or it was like on some premium channel. Like it's a good looking movie. It's got a very legit cast. I mean, it's also I just call it George C. Scott screaming ASMR. So like, I'm having a good
Yes.
time. Again, it's just so well casted. Like that's why it works. The Psycho remake, we're having a different conversation if it's not Vince Vaughn in that role.
I would totally just fall asleep to George C. Scott screaming about anything.
I love it. That's what Exorcist 3 is, and it's wonderful.
Yep.
It's not in the file.
It is not in the file.
Oh, hi,
Shut
Mom.
your mouth.
Imagine George C. Scott delivering Tommy's lines from the room. We never got that.
Everybody betrayed me. I fed up with this world.
I don't know why we would get that, but I want it.
Yeah, I don't know why your brain just thought of that, but I like it.
Well, if I use this AI generator...
No.
No. I don't know
got it.
why... Some of those were fun for like a minute, but for me, like that novelty wore off fast. I don't know why people are still so into it. Like the AI songs, the AI.
Yeah.
I think
video
the AI
edits.
songs are funny. Just depends on what they're doing.
Some of them are, but for
But
most,
like
of them,
that is
yeah,
the
this-
limit. It should just be for memes. Not
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
real art.
The only good use for AI is for shit posts.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that thing about Orson Welles, by the way? Speaking of AI?
Oh yeah, I saw a headline about that.
I don't like that. I get his voice is being used for some sort of like, I don't know if it's like an audiobook thing or something for an app. It's just like,
Yeah, it's lame.
because that's something that his estate signed off on. And it's like, yeah, okay, like that's fine. Like, you know, if they want to give their permission for that, that's their prerogative. But it's still just like, yeah, it feels weird, gross to do that.
Estivesta team, something's going on in the lake house. I want all nearby agents to...
Oh.
We have a situation in the lake house. All agents converge on the facility now.
Oh no.
Jesus.
Holy shit, that
Ah, jeez.
was freaky. This game's scary.
A threshold event had hit the lake house. Now, it was the Marmont's problem. Our mission was outside. Where's the fucking elevator?
Yeah, Noah, where's the fucking elevator?
Okay. Priority one, get the lights on.
It's right there.
Standing around in the dark near Cauldron Lake, not smart?
It's over there.
Power core receiver.
What's funny is, so these exact items are in control, but they look so much
Yeah.
smaller because you just lift them with her superpowers. But here, because you don't have superpowers, they look huge.
You're like, I couldn't lift that. Just my arms.
That's why you need anchor arms. Oh, you want to be a
This is
jerk.
not a regulation FBC weapon. Wish they'd make these things lighter.
That's a
Wait.
weird box.
What is not an FBC weapon? If there's a weapon here, I want it.
The way I saw it, there was only one way out. Identify the source of the event and contain or eliminate it. Now, good news, I just had to keep going down. Bad news, the elevator liked to disappear.
I hate it when elevators do that.
We'll find a way to get the keycard and gun by exploring the facility.
Bob Gunn.
Bang.
Tyler says, "Hey guys, how you been? Not bad. How's it going, man?"
Not bad at all. Sorry, I wasn't responding to you, but I was also just saying I'm not going. It's not too bad.
Are you sure about that?
Yes. How are you doing, Tyler?
There's what I'm looking for.
At least the elevator's back.
Oh, you're watching Nosferatu, the new one, or
Ooh.
or the
Eek.
silent film?
Or
Or the
the
Herzog one.
70s one.
That's
Or
right.
the
I keep
SpongeBob one.
or the SpongeBob one. No,
Why would you wanna
I
watch
keep
the
forgetting
bad
about
one?
the Werner Herzog movie, which I still need to see.
Alright. There's the save spot exactly 30 minutes after I told Robert we would play for 30 more minutes. So before he murders us in a fit of rage,
Yeah.
we're going to call it there.
Alrighty.
Oh, he's watching the new one. Except that came out last year, not this year.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there was a Crimbus movie.
Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for stopping by, and we will see you guys on the next one.
See ya.
Later.